just gonna improvise now.
It's gonna be fun.
Hello, everyone.
With love. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, this is episode. Our guest. Back in this show, we have Amsah.
That's very kind of you.
Have Zoo.
What's up, guys?
up?
Hey, everyone.
And from
Yo guys, what's good? How you doing?
That's good.
today, the topic our makes the players different, and has that in a way contributed to level between.
All right.
Also, one tiny little bit of information that's actually pretty interesting is Melee just turned 13 years old in Europe last Sunday.
Nice.
So yeah, we're in this for far too long right now.
Not nearly long enough, dude.
No,
13
that's
more.
true.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Should we sing a happy birthday right now? Is that due?
Happy birthday to you.
I don't think we have that nice singing voices. I don't know about you guys, but I haven't.
I don't know about you guys, but I do.
Go for it, Zoo.
Zoo. All right. Let's
No.
hear a happy birthday from Zoo right now.
Put yourself out there, dude.
I feel like it should be you guys because I already celebrated the 13th year for.
No. That's not how it works. It's our birthday. Like the
Yeah, it's
European
our
team's
birthday.
birthday, so you have to sing for us.
Yeah, that's true.
That's how it goes.
Maybe next time. Maybe if I'm invited again.
All right. So for
Alright,
the
back on topic. Sorry, I just
Okay.
wanted to.
Well, anyway, let's first take some time to review some of the latest tournament results we've had ever since our last episode. One really important tournament, and this is why we have Zoo here, is HFLAN in Paris, which was the first tournament for the European Smash circuit. And Zoo was the American guest we had in France. So Zoo, tell us a bit about your experience at HFLAN.
Specifically like gameplay wise, or just like my thoughts on
the whole
Everything.
The whole thing.
the whole thing. Well, I mean, for me, just like going to Europe for the first time was incredible. I didn't think I would have a chance to do it for a really, really long time. So the fact that you guys had me, was awesome. Like I don't think I could have asked more just to even be there. For the actual tournament itself, obviously well ran. I love the auditorium. Really love the feel of having like a big stage with the projector and like all the people in the crowd sitting in the seats, watching that way. It really made like the whole top 8 feel like, like the top 8 at EVO, for example. It felt like that, and I feel like a lot of tournaments don't really have that. So that was incredible, being on that stage. Tournament-wise, thanks to Amsah right there, maybe I didn't do as well as I would have liked, but I definitely learned a lot playing you guys, and you guys definitely have a different style and different mentality, and I think that's what we wanted to talk about today, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if you wanted me to just go off on that, or if you wanted to kind of introduce something.
Let's first talk about results. So we'll get into the topic later. So HFLAN, first place was Armada, if I remember well. And he won pretty convincingly, to say the least.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. Second place was
Nope.
Professor Pro, I think.
Guess again.
No, wait. Oh, I'm stupid. Sorry.
That was me. Yep.
It was Amsah. Professor Pro got 3rd. Tech got 4th, and Zoo got 5th.
Along with fuzziness, right?
Yeah.
So me and Fuzzy.
Yeah,
got it,
Fuzziness got 5th. Yeah.
7th was
Yeah.
Baxon and Sir, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be completely wrong about that.
I think it was Sir
But,
and the Peach player. I
Vanity
forgot.
Angel.
Yeah, I think it was those two. 'Cause I think
yeah.
Seer eliminated Baxon for 9th.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I was so
Yeah.
confused because Vanity Angel usually gets 9th place. So
Stepped it up.
hey,
So Armada won Melee, Professor Pro won Project M, and there was also a Smash 4 tournament which was won by Gluttony, who was one of the best players in Brawl in Europe.
Better than Leon.
But anyway,
Better than Leon.
what?
I thought.
I think Leon got 2nd. At least I would
okay.
expect him to.
No,
I mean, if Gluttony got 1st,
I
then
thought
Leon
Leon
probably
won.
got 2nd.
At least when I talked to him, from what I
Oh, did
understand,
he?
he's better at Smash 4 than Gluttony is. But maybe Gluttony pulled it out. I have no idea.
Oh, I don't know. It's just my info tells
Oh,
me
well,
that Gluttony won, but
I am not.
I'm
a
not
Smash 4
sure.
fan,
I'm
so
not sure.
I have no
I'm
idea what I'm
just
talking about.
checking. There's a Smash 4 document. There's a document for the European Smash circuit. Let me check if there is Smash 4 already.
I think it's okay. I mean,
No, it's just
yeah.
it's just a point
let's
for
just.
Melee. By the way, Amsah, you gained 800 points
Yeah.
already.
Really?
Yeah,
What
that's
is that?
Wow.
What does that do for me?
Yeah, you can. you're 2nd as of now,
Oh, great. I'm
and
awesome.
you got 8 times more points than I do. So yeah,
Oh,
feel good about yourself.
I do. Feel great.
All right.
So, Zoo, tell us about. So you played Amsah in winter semis. You also played him in an exhibition match.
Yeah.
The day before. So what do you think? I mean, a lot has changed in the last 4 years, but what do you think has changed the most? Playing him for the first time in Pound 4 and playing him now,
he was
4
easy.
years later.
Well, I mean, I also got better. I mean, that's the main thing is that I caught up to him. So, I mean, for my perspective, like when I played him before, I had no idea what I was doing. Whereas now I'm a little bit better and I was actually able to keep up. So for me, that was all I wanted. Unfortunately, I didn't like specifically prepare for Amsah. So like I didn't go in with like a strategy or anything really. So the fact that I was able to win the exhibition and like get pretty close to beating him in winners, for me that was pretty good. And now I have some footage to look over and to improve for next time. So that's mainly what I wanted, at least.
So what about you? And from your perspective,
Well, it's pretty much the same as Sue said. At Pound 4, it's pretty much a Falco Slayer. People didn't really know European Sheik, so it was relatively easy. But now he got a lot better, and I didn't really move that much, so it was a lot more difficult. He's really, really fast, really, really smart. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I do remember watching your old set from Pound 4, and it definitely feels like a much slower
Falco's
game.
got a lot faster. All the double shines.
Yeah, spaces in general, it's like
it became kind of a nightmare now.
It's yeah, it's like watching like a really old car, and then suddenly you got like a Ferrari, you know.
Like back in your time, you won the races, you know, but now like the Ferrari's got a lot faster. So.
Like there's so many things that have changed. It's not just the pressure. It's also like the spacing and for example the use of shield to shield stop lasers and stuff like that. That stuff didn't really exist like back then. Or I mean it existed, but nobody
not
used
this
it.
level anyway. People became a lot more consistent. Because basically around Pound 5 time, Sheik is really good at punishing mistakes, and especially like unforced errors. Like if you miss an L cancel, whatever, you get gimped. That doesn't happen as much anymore, so that pretty much kills like half your game. So it's immediately a lot more difficult.
Yeah. But has anything changed in your game in the last 4 years? I mean,
I became a little bit more. Yeah, no, well, almost. Honestly,
I mean,
almost. I became slightly more experienced, obviously, but in terms of like
Yeah.
my improvement level, sort of, it's like first gear now. Like at first I was improving really rapidly because I was focused and I played a lot and I wanted to get better. But after maybe
Yeah.
2010, along that time, I pretty much stopped really focusing on improvement and just playing for enjoyment. So I'm getting a little bit better, but nowhere near like the pace I did before. So I'm almost the same person I was in 2010, except with slightly more experience.
Hey, what I see like from watching your videos, like you need to imagine like Luma and me were like the biggest Dutch Chic fanboys in the universe. Like we used to watch all of you guys' videos back in the day, and we used to play Chic Dittos all day, all night. So like what I gathered from watching your like more recent tournaments and like videos and streams in general, I was like seeing that you actually like picked up the pace of the much faster metagame now. So you're looking a lot faster and a lot more
Really?
flashy than you used to do back in the day. Like I feel like you're it might even not feel too fast to you, but I feel like you never needed to, but now you can turn up the jets whenever you want, and it looks like you always could have done this,
Yeah, but it
but
wasn't
like now
necessary.
you have to. Yeah.
Yeah, because you were not
Yeah.
forced to.
I
Like,
like playing at a slow pace, but now you can't.
Yeah.
If you play slowly, then Fox is just gonna run like circles around you,
Yeah.
almost literally.
I mean, everyone adapts to their environment, and when the environment is much harsher, then you have to
Yeah.
adapt.
That or pretty much go extinct.
um, and then another interesting match for at Zoo's demise was also Tech.
Oh yeah.
So you played Tech and Losers. So tell us a bit more about that match. How much how different is it from playing Tech and maybe other American Jigglypuff players? And what do you think he does really well, and or maybe less well?
Yeah,
tell us more about.
I definitely have a
Tech.
few thoughts on this. I remember playing Tech, like in friendlies in the hotel, and like I immediately knew that like he would be a problem for me if I ran into him, because like I don't have that much experience. Like you asked if I could compare like Tech versus American Jigglypuffs. I don't really have a comparison, because I actually like Jigglypuffs like are pretty rare in America, especially on Tech's level.
Yeah.
So I didn't really have like preparation, or I didn't really have the matchup experience that I needed, at least recent matchup experience. And so like when I played him, I went Fox game 1, but I don't think I was adjusted to Pal Fox as much as I needed. So like most of the sets I played Jigglypuff, like I went Fox, and so that didn't really work out. And then I went to Falco because he's just like my best character. But I think I haven't played like Falco versus Puff in. Like I've never actually played that matchup before. So like if you watch the sets, like I think it's very clear that I don't know what I'm doing, and he kind of does. So that's kind of where I struggled. And you know, I'm okay talking about this because I feel like I'm not the only person in this group chat who has struggled with Jigglypuff.
Subtle jab.
Just to put that out there. I mean, Amsah, what do you think? If Tech beat Professor Plo, do you think you would have guaranteed beaten him, or do you think you might have had some trouble too?
It's not guaranteed, but I think I could have handled him now. I played him a little over a year ago now at what was it called? Republic Fighters. And then he destroyed me completely. I didn't know what I was doing. But looking at those videos and looking at one stock of overplaying against the Jigglypuff, I learned the matchup.
Over is so good.
He's so good at it.
So good.
And then I faced Tech again at Avalon like a few months later. I don't remember how long it was, but then I beat him twice, like in winners and in grand, and I didn't lose. So confident that I could probably win, unless he got a lot better, and then he might just do a bunch of things with me and just rest me.
Yeah. I think the two best examples I've seen of Chic Puff being played really well is of course over Triforce and Shroomed against Hungrybox at Apex.
Yeah.
That was impressive to me. That was extremely impressive. I heard actually Ice, you were pretty close against Hungrybox at Apex.
Yeah, I was really close.
No? And you played Chic, right?
Zelda.
Yeah.
So Zelda to get the
Yes.
kills, or did
Uh,
that work
but-
out? Like, did you actually get a
yeah,
lot of
man,
kills
it
with
worked
Zelda?
out.
I remember trying that against Tech.
Okay.
Didn't work out for me. I lost.
I remember that as well.
It's only in Germany that you guys have like the good Zeldas.
Oh yeah, Luma.
Like you know, there's also Pro
Luma does
Smash
it as well
Ultimate.
on the matchup. Luma always goes goes Zelda like to kill Jigglypuff.
It's
Yeah,
a
it seems
German
like it.
thing.
But it's smart on paper, but once you turn to Zelda and you're like, I don't know how to play Zelda, then it's not a good idea. I realized that when I turned, I was like, it's the worst idea ever. But if you know what you're doing, it's pretty good.
Okay. So what about and your sets, Amsa? You played Prof. So what are your thoughts on that match?
Against Prof or against Fox or both?
No, Prof.
It's the first time I played Prof. I wanted to play him for a very long time, to be quite honest. Yeah,
What?
we
It was
never
the
faced
first
before.
time?
Ever.
Really?
You know, it's
Wow.
funny. We rarely ever even
Ever.
played friendlies. I think I played him in one game before that, and I went Falco and lost, and then we never played again. So I was really happy to actually, I was happy that he beat Tech because I didn't want to play Tech for obvious reasons. Even if I think I could win, Jigglypuff was just not fun. You have to focus, and it's just no. So I was happy that he beat Tech, so I could play him because it's not Jigglypuff, and because I simply never played him before. So now it's just really exciting for me. But yeah, he's really fast. I think everybody knows that. Because Tech's skill is really on point.
Oh yeah.
You can't relax with somebody like Prof, like on the field, pretty much. He's really fast, so he just forces you to run around and just play his pace, like Mr. Love said.
How did that set go? Like, I don't remember the
think
set count. What was it?
3-1. I won the first game, then he
3-1.
went Pokemon Stadium, I think, and I won again. And then he went FD, and that's just impossible, so I got wrecked. And then I got FOD and I won. I think that's what happened.
Okay. So. And to finish things off, you played Armada.
That was
and,
fun. No, actually, no, I shouldn't lie. It kind of was fun. Like, playing Armada is always fun because he just points out like your weaknesses to you, and he just holds them in front of you. Like, this is what you're doing wrong, so you can learn a lot from it. But even though,
messed up.
I got wrecked pretty badly, but not nearly as badly as I should have. Like, I don't know if people noticed it, but he wasn't warmed up at all, so he was missing like wave shines and a bunch of things. He still killed me, and he still beat me convincingly, but if you could see how we played friendlies, let's say maybe the day before, I was struggling not to get 4-stock. So the fact that I got him to 1 stock and nearly took a game just shows that he wasn't in form, or that I was playing really well. But I think it's the former.
I'm just not lying.
But when are you gonna defeat him? When are you gonna defeat him?
If you have a time machine, you can go back to 07 and beat him. But in the future,
you beat him in 08 at Peter Smash Arena 2, didn't you?
Did I?
Yeah,
no,
I think so.
I didn't actually face him. No, I won the tournament. And play Armada. You know what's so funny? I was so sad.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Back then, I actually picked up Fox and picked him up specifically to deal with Armada, and we played.
Wow.
Yeah, we played friendlies,
Really?
and I beat him completely convincingly. Like, wasn't even close. So I was really, really excited to actually meet him in tournament. But then Captain Jack happened twice, and
yeah.
So that was sad. And then when I finally had a Fox, my Fox was rusty, and I met him at Smack, and he just umbrella comboed me. And that happened, pretty much. So that was
I remember that.
But yeah, no, I'm not gonna beat him in the future unless I practice, and I'm not gonna practice. So that's gonna be it.
Why,
unless something
dude?
significant
Why?
changes in my future, but I don't see it happening. As much as I want to.
Okay.
Wish it.
Well, that was HFLAN. You guys have any thoughts on the tournament itself? And like I keep hearing all the time that it's the best tournament ever, and that it's just really great to be there. So.
Yeah, no, the tournament was a lot of fun. It really was. The venue's great, and there's food, and the hotels are closed, and pretty much there's a lot of room. Like Sue said, you have like this auditorium where we play, and that just makes you feel like at smaller tournaments, what you get a lot of times is that when you play winners finals or whatever, people are playing friendlies and doing a bunch of other things, so it doesn't feel as important. But when you have a giant room and you're playing on a projector, and you can hear like the commentators talk, and you look to your right and you see like a room full of people just screaming and chanting. It's a different experience. I like it. It's a lot of fun. So.
Did you like it too?
Yeah,
Zoom?
no, it was incredible. The last time, man, it's been so long since I've gone to a tournament that just had everything right like that. Like again, like the top 8 stage, big venue. There's food. The hotels are nearby. It's like air conditioned. We had like these character posters. I thought, I mean, it's just like there's just so many cool things about the tournament. I just can't really complain. I don't know.
Yeah, no, everything.
I actually have one complaint about the tournament, that like the schedule like was so off at one point that I couldn't even watch the top 8, let alone commentate it, because I had to go, because I had to work on Monday. And I booked my flight according to the schedule. I even had like 2 hours plus to like keep with a schedule, and it didn't work out like in any way. So I had to leave before top 8.
2 hours? That's not enough for a Smash tournament.
Man, it's Sloka. He's gonna have it right. And like from the moment we stepped into the venue, somebody was like, "So yeah, Sloka, what's about a schedule?" And he was like, "The schedule? You're talking about the biggest lie in the history of Smash Brothers?" And I was like, "No."
Yeah, no, I was about to say the same thing. Like, I don't remember a single big tournament where I went to where everything ran on time, like ever.
Yeah.
As soon as there are more than 100 people, you're gonna like start like 6 hours late, and it's just no. So.
Well, maybe Zoo has been to one.
I hosted a tournament. I hosted a house tournament a few years back. Ran on time. I'm basically the best TO ever.
You had 8 people.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
8 people.
It's official.
80.
Oh really?
I had 80. It was called A Day at the Zoo. It was at my house. I didn't tell my parents; they were out. So I had a bunch of people come to my house, unannounced, ran the tournament, and it was great. You guys need to step it up.
That's actually pretty awesome. You need to teach us, dude.
We had a tournament once in Germany. It was a national actually, with about 40 people attending. It was called Need More Space because it was in a one-room apartment. And we had one bed. Like everyone was sleeping everywhere. It was so weird.
Must have smelled nice.
Oh yeah, actually, like there was this one room had like a huge window, and it was opened all the time. So yeah, we didn't have all that many smell complaints.
Well, I guess people got sick, which is
that's
better.
Not better. Yeah, that's true.
Oh my god. Well, one other tournament. Well, anyway, that's what we have for HFLAN. One other tournament that was it was a JST 7.
Oh yeah, it was last weekend, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. And this ended with Ice taking first place, Amsah taking second place, Prof third, and Yappy fourth.
Yeah, you're turning into like from the best player period in Europe to like always second place guy.
The second place curse.
Oh, it's not as bad. I shouldn't complain. Second is fine.
Yeah, it's still a lot of money.
So Ice and Amsah, tell us a bit more about the matches and how that went.
Yeah, I really liked the tournament. It was really good. The venue was really nice. I wish more people would have come, but I think it was all right. And I was going into the tournament obviously with the goal to win, but I was thinking about opponents that can be a threat to me, and then Yappy came to my mind because I'm not really experienced in the Captain Falcon Fox matchup. So I was thinking about going Sheik to make things easier. But then I was I want to learn the matchup, and I was like, I have to at least try it, because even if I lose the first game, or let's say 2 games in a row, I can still go Sheik or make it back in losers. But yeah, I went Fox, and it went pretty okay. I 3-0'd him, and it was a nice experience. And what I enjoyed the most about the tournament were the friendlies with Amsah. It's really nice to play another top player that actually makes you like think like 100% all the time in order to beat him. Otherwise, it's a battle of adaptation, I would say. And yeah, it was a really nice experience.
Yeah. It's about the same for me. Like the tournament was really cool. The venue was really cool. I didn't expect it to be that big with food and everything. So that was really nice. There were quite a lot of TVs and everything, so we had time to play friendlies and just do what we needed to do. I was a little bit disappointed with some of the attendance of top Dutch players. I don't know why they didn't show up, but the fact that Ice was there kind of made it all okay for me. Played a lot of friendlies, learned a lot of stuff. So
All right.
it's a lot of fun.
So you mean Zigetto,
Yeah,
Fab,
Zigetto wasn't
they were
there.
not there?
Fab, Adam, who else? Raymond wasn't here. Then you have Mark, Jimmy, Ser, Enig. Who else? There were a lot of
None
people
of
that
them were
weren't
there.
there that should have been there. So that kind of sucked a bit.
Wow.
But yeah, more friendlies for me with Ice, so I
Well,
didn't mind that much.
Hopefully it'll get better by next
I don't
time.
know what the reason was, but I'm expecting them to show up when Avalon comes around the corner. So.
Well, we had a tournament in Scandinavia, and there were not many like high-level Swedish players who came, except Leffen. So, and I think it might be due to the fact that this is exam period, and a lot of melee players are in that age bracket where they're like students, and May and June tend to be months that are really difficult, like lots of exams, and so that might be the reason. I don't know. From my info, I can see that Yappy and Professor Pro won teams. That's interesting.
Wow.
What?
Still there. I take full responsibility. I played horrible.
wait.
Yeah,
Did you and Ice team?
Wow.
Wow.
No, it was so bad. Ice was playing well, but I'm pretty sure that if you watch the videos,
I think it was my fault. But it's nice to hear that Amsah thinks
no, it feels like it was. You know what it felt like for me? Like we were playing.
Yeah.
Like I felt like a damsel in distress. Like if you left me alone with Yappy, he would kill me. You leave me alone with Prof, I would die. And then sometimes I wouldn't die because Ice would save me, and then I would try to save him, kill us both. It was like it was so bad. Like everything I did went wrong. It was just horrible.
Wow.
So.
The problem was I was talking with Prof or Yappy later on, I think, and I was asking them. I was pointing out that they pretty much camped us, and Prof was telling me that they really did. That was their main tactic, and I think we weren't ready to deal with that tactic because we were so confident winning all the friendly matches against all these different teams. So we didn't expect anyone to camp us, you know.
Yeah,
and that's pretty good. But
yeah,
next time,
it's right for sure.
Yeah, it just sounds like such a wild card team, like Prof and Yappy. Like,
You know what it is?
It's
It's kind of like it's the first time they teamed, but it's pretty much a match made in heaven. If you think about it, if you look at how they both play, like Prof is really, really aggressive in teams, and Yappy is really, really aggressive. He's really, really technical, so you can't really like punish his mistakes. He's really good at just 2v1ing because he shines perfectly, he spaces pretty well and everything.
He's
and
very
Yappy
hard to
is
hit.
really good at punishing you. Whenever Prof makes a mistake, if I try to actually hit him for it, I get kneed in the face. Just standard. That's just what always happens. He's just really good at that. So if you combine the two, you have one person you can rarely hit, and when you can hit him, you get hit like twice as hard immediately. So it becomes really difficult.
And they had some really good team combos going on, like up air or up throw follow-ups into knee. That was really good.
Yeah.
And I think one of the main problems also was that Amsah and me are really good at like shield pressuring opponents and making them do what we want them to do. But in teams, that doesn't work because as a team player, you can always rely on your teammate coming next to you and then helping you out. So people get way more patient and they don't rush things. So even if we like really good at shield pressure and baiting opponents in teams, it's not really working that way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, holding your shield for extended periods of time in teams is really good because it gives time for your teammate to come out and help you.
Agreed.
So yeah, no, they had the tactics right, and they won. Except one thing, like I'm still sort of annoyed and trying to wonder like how things would go if that never happened. Like we lost winners finals really badly, like 3-0. They just steamrolled us. So that was bad. But then we came back from losers. I think we reset in grand finals. I don't know if we won the first game or if it was the first game or whatever happened, but we were sort of leading. Momentum was on our side, and then the player camera just fell off the TV, and it was just dangling like in front of the screen. It was really stupid. But I'm the kind of person, like, it wasn't like the court was just barely in front of the TV. So it was kind of distracting, but not enough to stop playing for me. I just wanted to continue playing because we had the momentum and I was focused and I was ready to win and everything.
It
But
felt
then,
like it felt like first though. Like it
yeah,
felt
but then everyone was like, okay, no, let's just remove it and reset like everything. So we put the player cam back where it was supposed to be. We reset the whole situation and continued the match. Like, it was mid-match. We already lost a bunch of stocks and everything. And then we continued, but I lost like my focus entirely. And momentum shifted in their way, and they won that match, and I never recovered from it. They might have still beat us, I don't know, but that really didn't work for me. It sucked.
yeah. Same here. It was weird. It was like it threw me off completely.
Yeah. I never recovered from it at all. It's really stupid. But stuff like that happens, I guess. Still salty though.
So,
Me too.
like, when I think about it, like, I'm sorry, you're the last person I would expect to lose their focus or anything because you're like so experienced and such a smart player.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, let us actually translate that into the main topic, which is differences in playstyles and mentalities towards Smash Brothers Melee in the US and in Europe, the two major continents for Super Smash Brothers Melee right now. I would like Zoo to start talking about the differences in the mentality of Smash Bros. Players in Europe, which he most recently witnessed at HFLAN. So, what do you think?
So, I first thought about this when I was at Super Nebulous and I had lunch with Yappy, and he was kind of saying, like, at least where he's from, like, Smash isn't as, like, serious. I think maybe because the tournaments aren't as frequent, or maybe people just don't get together and play as much. I don't really know, but he was saying that, like, at least in the US, like, the way people play, it's like business. Like, when you get like a drill shine, you shine and you get as much damage as you can, and then you get like the up smash or the up throw up air. But like when Yappy plays, he'll go for like a stomp and like a DI mix up into like a tech chase into like a weak back air into a knee. And like, yeah, I don't know. So I think he was kind of saying like that like difference in mentality also is reflected in the play style as well. It's like, it's more expressive, it's more kind of like for fun, versus where like in America the average player is kind of like for business and just trying to see that win screen, or like your character win screen at the end.
Yeah.
When I went to HFLAN, I don't know if I really felt that way. Like I spent maybe hours just sitting at a TV and just playing like random people, and I couldn't just off of that really say that like Europe had a definitive style or like America had a definitive style. One thing is that like I think people in Europe definitely use shield drop a lot more. Like I think you guys caught onto that way quicker than we did. So like defensively you guys are strong because like like shield drops, ledge stalls, like those kind of things I think you guys are actually very good at. Whereas in America I don't think people put as much time into it or don't like use it or abuse it as much. All this you guys have like really technical space animals too. I don't know if you guys feel that way, but like every Falco player and Fox player that I played could like double shine and like ledge dash and like do all of that stuff, and that's kind of like it's on the rise over here, but not. I didn't feel like it was very. It's very common. Like if I just sat down with a random like Falco player here, like I would not expect them to double shine or ledge dash or like shield drop and do all of that stuff. Like no way. So yeah, I think you guys definitely have like a lot of the defensive and just a lot of like the mechanical stuff, maybe a little bit better than we do. But other than that, I don't know if I could say that like you guys have a particular style or anything like that.
Like the technical stuff is actually one thing I noticed as well when I was at HFLAN. I was playing with a lot of Frenchies, and like I was playing with Mai, for example, because I was like, yeah, there's a Marth player in my town who like gives me trouble recently, so let's play a little of the matchup. And he was like, oh yeah, but just let me just play Space Animals. And I was like, all right, it's just Mai, the Marth player, playing some Space Animals. And he was like fucking ridiculous. Like he did like all the freaking things. I was like, what the hell are you doing? Like, what the hell? And yeah, he just went ham like with the technical stuff, and I was like, yeah, this must be a French thing, because in Germany nobody is as technical as those guys are on a regular basis. Like he's not even the Fox player, and he could like do all the stuff. It's not like he was like his Fox was any smarter or better than his Martha or anything, but it was like just impressive how much he got the technical stuff down. I was like super impressed.
There's something about France. We often like to say that France is like the west coast of Europe in a sense. That they play a bit more like they play more technical and aggressive than in other regions. Like for example, in Scandinavia is mostly known as being like defensive,
especially Denmark.
Yeah, I guess, but we're not that good. Yeah, but in France, yeah, they're definitely known for being a bit more like exciting, having more exciting play styles. So maybe you might not have noticed as much of a difference. But what do you other guys think about France and
I think
the rest of Europe?
there are exceptions that like prove your point pretty much about like people being really technical and aggressive, like Mahi. But I think the metagame or France metagame shifts more into technical defensive than the other way around. Like people like Baxen, I think a really good example for a really defensive playstyle. And I can't blame him because I can kind of see where he's coming from. Because he used to play over, I think, on a lot of tournaments. And it's really hard to approach over and getting gimped a lot of times again. So I think his head just adapted and pretty much teached him to be a really defensive Falco. But there's nothing wrong about it, of course. But I think except for Mahi, I think every French player that comes to my mind right now is really defensive. And I think Tech has a good mix of it. So I can respect that, but except for them, I think everyone is really defensive. But when it comes to the biggest rank of France, I think they are by far, let's say by far, the most technical smashers in Europe. Like all of them have so good tech skill, even unnecessary tech skill, as call it, but it's still tech skill. So it's crazy. Like players like Charlon are like doing it's crazy.
Or Fauster.
Foster is actually ridiculous. He makes Samus look like Fox.
Foster is hilarious. He's like I played so many friendlies at Beast 5, and I think the most fun friendlies I had the entire weekend was definitely Foster. It was really fun. Like he plays so crazy and so like he does a lot of unnecessary stuff, but he also does a lot of like cool stuff, like pretty good stuff.
Are we going through every country in Europe and point their strengths out?
We can do that. We only got like 7
I think that'd be really good because like when I came, like I couldn't really identify like who was from which country, and I didn't know the players well enough. And I think maybe my mistake was like trying to lump you guys all together, and like this is probably the way that I probably should have looked at it.
Oh no.
But yeah, what I said about the French players, like when I was listening to them talk about that, I found myself agreeing with everything. Like I did find like in general, like the top French players at least were pretty defensive technical. I think is definitely the right way to describe it. I didn't get to play Cyr. He's French as well, right? Yeah. So I mean, he looks pretty aggressive. Maybe he's the exception, but like yeah.
Well, I mean, as aggressive as Samus can be. Yeah. I guess.
But I don't know if you guys wanted to go through the countries, but for me, like I feel like I played a bunch of people, but I didn't know where they were from, so it's hard for me to like.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
We can do that. I think like I have some ideas maybe like I would say the Netherlands are. When I look at the top players, I always notice like really good concentration skills. Like even if the like efficiency and like tech skill things might not be on par with other countries, I would say that the top players from the Netherlands have the best concentration and probably one of the best competitive mindsets as well when it comes down to playing and being concentrated and staying in the moment. So I would say that the Netherlands are the best at concentrating mid-match. Yeah, with Amsah being the prime example, of course, and then other players. It never seems like they lose their focus, but instead of losing their focus, they might like hesitate or like go for risky stuff. But yeah, then I would say maybe I just catch that idea from watching Yappy. But yeah, I would say concentration is probably the best thing in Netherlands.
I would say the Netherlands are like super smart players who pick up your like your weaknesses really fast and like try to pick you apart with that. So like that's what I feel when I watch our play against Dutch players.
Yeah.
What about Germany?
Germany, I would say Germany is the perfect like all-around country. Like we have something from every other country around us. So I would say we're like a mini version of the US, but just years behind, you know.
Oh yeah, we're stuck in like 2010 or something.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, I would say we like all around. We are all arounders pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we basically really have everything.
Sweden looks like the West Coast, to be honest, like California.
I think it depends in Sweden. I think it depends where.
The East Coast and West Coast different, right?
Yeah, they kind of.
I feel like Stockholm is going to be like the European SoCal anytime soon because they got like so many strong players who are not like on the map right now, like on the very top. But everybody's improving so fast there. Like, I mean, look at freaking IVP. Like, he made such a leap over the course of the last 6 months. It's ridiculous.
It's crazy. He's off on every time. Like, he's taking a break, I think. Then he's coming back and doing outshines against every character.
Yeah.
It's funny because he can sometimes just not play for 1 year and then he enters one tournament and he does amazing.
Really solid.
You know?
Really solid.
But he definitely seems to be playing on a more regular basis now. Now that they have a really blooming scene in Stockholm, like they got like weeklies and monthlies, and they have so many people right now. Like I definitely think that that Leffen and the others have done a good job in in building the scene basically. And they have like a lot of like up and coming players. I would say the main players in Stockholm are definitely Leffen, IVP, Hack, and Beat. Those guys are definitely holding it down.
Also,
as for the West,
Yade rise once again. I hope this time for real because this guy is like he's super solid, but he never like broke through.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he seems to be playing on a more regular basis as well. Just like IVP, like he tries to make something happen.
Yeah. If there's one thing that's great about old school players is how good they are at teams. Like I saw IVP and Yade the other day and it was fantastic to watch. Like it's
the reason for that though is because when we started playing, it wasn't really tech skill. You couldn't go ham. You had to basically do it with your fundamentals. And if you have those correct, then you're decent at teams pretty much. So that's why you usually see like older players being more solid in certain areas that require you to basically play the game at a basic level.
Yeah.
At least that's what I think anyway.
I see that as well,
yeah. I do think Sweden is quite a bit of an all-rounder country. As well as Germany. I do think they have a bit of everything. Like they have people who play pretty lame. They have people who play really aggressive. They have really all sorts of players. I feel they have one of the biggest scenes in Europe.
I think that's also the reason why they're so diverse. I think Ice just touched on it like earlier. Said that Baxon started playing like technical defensively because he always plays over. I think the reason that you have different styles is because one player usually dominates and basically forms the whole scene around him.
Yeah, that's
So if you have a really big scene like Sweden, where you have like separate little scenes just competing against each other, then you get like a diverse. You get a lot of diversity, I think.
Another reason why we should have more tournaments in Europe, because we have to like mix up all these styles.
I was about to say, do you guys think that when we grow as a community like this, that styles are going to completely disappear?
I don't think
or
so.
will you always have like regional styles and everything? Because if we start playing each other regularly, you think that we become like one big blend of just.
I think the meta game is gonna like crystallize more and more out of it, so everybody's going for more efficient options. But there's always gonna be like a slightly like a slight taste out of the from the original strength, I would say, like being really defensive or tech skilled. But I think I wouldn't say it would vanish completely, but I think it will be less seen, you know.
Yeah, I can definitely see that happening. Especially
is that happening in the US as well?
Yeah, everybody's
because you guys are quite big right now. If you look at compared to every other scene right now, would you say that styles are kind of disappearing, or is it still really, really, really pronounced?
I think styles. I don't know. Yeah.
No.
Or ice. It's fine. Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sort of feeling that way actually a little bit. Like everyone's kind of just converging towards just being like good versus being like defined by their style, you know?
Yeah. So you mean when you become good, you don't have any style
I feel
anymore?
like maybe you're more flexible, and so you're kind of defined by your like good plays versus like having a distinctive style.
Yeah, your ability to adapt.
I would say only good players. Yeah. I think most of the good players have styles. I think mid-level players just adapt styles from top players, or like by looking videos up on YouTube. I would say, but let's say you guys would show me a random video of two good people. I think I would do a pretty good job telling you, whoever plays right now. Because, of course, the color is also a big part out of it. But, I would.
A red Falco who does 7 shines
Red
in a
Falco
row.
is always the aggressive one. You cannot like.
Color W, of course.
So maybe what I meant to say was like, I think you'll still definitely be able to tell between like the different top players because of like their decision making. But in terms of like being like ultra aggressive or also ultra defensive or really loving throws or really loving this or that, I think it's harder to tell like just based on that, because like you kind of need to have a bunch of different styles or different flavors of your own play to be successful. Like Westballs, for example, like you can say that he's very aggressive, but like if you look at his play, I mean, is that really the case though? Is he actually really that aggressive? Like a lot of people when they play him, they claim that he's like very aggressive or actually very defensive, like just throwing out up tilts and doing safe back airs. Like I think a lot of the top players these days are very, very, versatile, very flexible. So
there's a difference, between being defensive in the neutral game or being aggressive on the shield. Like these two things are different, Like he's aggressive on shield, but he's defensive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but that's because being aggressive on shield is part of the punish game. It's not part of the neutral game.
The thing is, it's not about punishing, because shield is always, like, in my opinion at least, it gives you like 50-50 options, And by letting the shield decrease, pretty much, like you cover most of the options, but maybe that's just me. But when it comes down to punishing, like most people use shield as a tool in order to punish the pressure that they predict from the opponent, So I think it's not a big part of the punish game. It's more another part of the neutral game. So him going aggressive on the shield is just his way of like making the other one talk or make mistakes, It's not really a punish game because punish game most of the time on shield is because of reads, I think, or the other one not being experienced enough to do the right things out of shield,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that, because like Westball's take is to like do a lot of like shines versus, for example, to like condition his opponent, or like getting the read and doing the shine grab when he knows that his opponent is scared. But like there are definitely other players who like like even a Falco, for example, like won't take that approach. They'll like kind of fight around the shield and like take up space that way. So I guess there are different approaches, but Westballs, for example, would always take the offensive route. And
Exactly.
yeah, I do agree with that. Yeah, definitely.
Dr. PP is the opposite, I would say, and Mango has a good mix of both of them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely right.
Yeah.
So one thing, like I think it could be a little more meta. There was actually one thing that Wife was saying in the Smash documentary. He was saying talking about the difference between the East Coast and the West Coast players. Talking about that the East Coast players are trying to like get everything out of the game, and use every opportunity that the game has to overcome your opponent, while the West Coast players are trying to like manipulate the opponent more. So do you think like those kind of styles are still present, and is it still like bound to regions, or does everybody like use best of both of the arts?
Well, I live with Cactuar, or like live
Yeah.
really close to Cactuar, so
Yeah.
I think definitely we've put a lot of focus into dissecting the game without thinking about our opponent. So I don't know. I think like overall that's probably true. Like if we look at a lot of the top West Coast players versus a lot of the top East Coast players, we could probably say that's a decent generalization. But yeah, no, I would say that's about right. I mean, at just overall, obviously it'll depend on the players, but
Okay. So
There's
yeah, I wanted to ask
sorry.
Ice and Amsa, like as being like the very top of the European Smash players, if you see something like this, like a difference like this in Europe as well in the top players.
What you mean? Like
the difference between like dissecting the game and using like basically what the game gives you to overcome your opponent, as opposed to players who try to manipulate the opponent specifically.
Yes. Like it's good that you ask Amsa and me, because I think that's the case. Like Amsa is more like trying to get into the head of the opponent, and I try to win.
Yes.
I try to win in the game, and Amsa tries to win in the head of the opponent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
That's pretty much exactly.
Amsa is a West Coast player.
Yeah. That's why Amsa looks so much smarter. Like.
Whoa.
What?
You know, like, yeah, one of the reasons like Amsa is not like going ham on anybody like you do, but he's like he's getting everyone like down to their like mental capacity of taking a beating, you know?
Yeah. Me and Amsa talked about it, and I think a nice way to put it is like Amsa is putting a spell on you, and if you can't break it, you won't see why you lose, you know? And I think it's the set of Zoo, the set from Zoo with Amsa is a pretty good example of it. Because at first Zoo, I think it was a 3-0 comeback or 2-0 comeback, right?
Yeah, 3-0 comeback, yeah.
Yeah, and 3-0 comebacks most of the time happen because the other one figured you out, or something happened, you know, like let's call it a spell right now. And yeah, Zoo pretty much looked helpless, and like he looked like he was questioning himself a lot of times, like when it comes down to laser timings, and yeah, what Amsa is gonna do next. And yeah, Amsa did a great job with his full jumps and stuff, and I think Amsa with his like unconventional movement, or like anti-laser movement, I would say, like Zoo couldn't handle it, and that's because Amsa put Zoo into a situation that Zoo can't break. And it's not really because of like of inexperience, because I would say that Zoo probably knows what he did wrong. It was more like a mix of pressure and making Zoo question himself mid-set, like mid-games. And yeah, I would say that was the case. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a pretty fair assessment.
Yeah. Well, there's one thing I've always believed when it comes to every fighting game and every region in fighting games, whether it's Melee or other games. It's the fact that I feel like top players really define their region. Like they really defined, they end up defining the playstyle of their region pretty often. Like if you look at Melee, the West Coast, I mean, back in the day had Ken and Isaiah, who are pretty like, they're more on the aggressive spectrum. They're more about like reading the opponent and forcing mistakes. Well, the East Coast had more of the defensive type of players. And it's funny because it's exactly the same in other fighting games, like in games like Street Fighter, Marvel, and all that. There was the exact same duality between the two regions. And the other day, I asked my brother, and he knows a lot about basketball. Like he watches the NBA all the time. And I asked him, "Is it the same in basketball? Like, is there do the West Coast play a bit more aggressively and the East Coast more defensively?" And he told me that actually yes, there is something quite similar in basketball as well. I mean, not necessarily in professional like top level teams because those have players from every region, but more at the college level. So, what do you think it is?
I was
is
just
it
thinking it must be the weather. I was actually just thinking that. No joke. I mean, weather might be part of it, but I think it's just also because like maybe at least in America, the East Coast is like it's older, it's more established, and it's just kind of harder. It's rougher, you know. So you kind of have to be like. I feel like people here are just like rougher, grittier in general, and maybe that attributes to the kind of like the tight, like cold defensive style, and maybe the West Coast is like nice and sunny and it's new and it's opportunity and you know there's sunshine and so you know you just do whatever you want and just you know have fun. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
that's what I was thinking. Because that's what I was thinking. Because I do feel that people like, for example, here in Europe, I do feel like people in Scandinavia play a bit more like defensive overall. And I wonder if it's the weather, you know.
You know, this is probably why Mango does best in the summer. You know, he's a West Coast guy. The sun comes out. It charges.
And he feels like he's home wherever he is.
No, I don't know.
There's something about that, but anyway, top players define their regions. Do you think? I mean, Ice, Amsah, do you guys think you've influenced the other players in the way they play?
And I'm curious what Amsah's gonna say, because he might say the same thing. I think people might steal some things from your playstyle or your decision making, but most of the time people, I think, look on YouTube. Like that's what I would say. Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure, to be quite honest. I think to a degree the top player kind of influences like his region, for the simple reason that people look at whoever's winning to see how to win. So in that sense you do influence people.
Yeah.
But I think the higher you get in the ranking, like if you really have talented players in your region, then they don't need to copy your stuff. Of course there's gonna be overlap because you play each other, but they don't necessarily play the same style as you. Like Yapi and I do not play the same type of game at all. It's not even close.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I do think that if you look at like the general play style in Holland, that it's kind of I don't know if I influenced everyone or if everyone just influenced each other, but we do have like a similar mindset here in Holland. Like Ice just said earlier, like Ice plays, let's say, the matchup. Like he sees me as a Sheik, I'm just Sheik, nothing else pretty much. If you cover like options for Sheik, you beat me as well. Whereas the way I play the player. I don't care who it is, I don't care what character you use. I'm gonna figure out what you're doing and counter what you're doing specifically. And that's why when people look at videos, they're like, why does that work? Well, it only works on that specific person in that specific instance, and not anywhere else. And I think that's something that's kind of prevalent in just Holland in general. And I don't know if I influenced it, but I wouldn't be surprised if I did. So that's my take on it, I guess. So yes, like but not entirely.
Okay.
I feel like this could be like very true. There's like a good mix up between both of the style, like both of the like ways how to learn to play Smash, because it usually is a very long process, and everybody like nowadays if somebody starts playing Smash, he develops like tech skill really fast, like much faster than back in the day when I started playing Smash in 2007. Like everyone was like so crappy at everything, and I was like, oh yeah, I just picked Peach. Like I picked up Peach basically because I could beat Space Animals because they weren't caring like about spacing and anything, you know, like and that kind of stuck. So now like I was thinking like if you're trying to step it up, you develop your tech skill much faster nowadays because you got like all the resources and all the tools like the 20xx hack and stuff like that. So if players start to develop their own styles, they're watching good players and see like how they use certain situations. But they see like nobody ever like not loses a set, so they have to pick the best from everybody. So I think the metagame like might evolve into like the more optimized play because people start watching like multiple players and stealing multiple stuff from multiple players and developing their own style out of it. And of course, that's not perfect as well because there's no perfect option in Smash. So everyone starts like adapting to those things and adapting to other things, and this keeps going on like basically all the time. So if everybody starts caring about like there's not the definitive way of playing Smash, they like everybody would improve like so much more than they do.
You kind of changed my mind a bit. I think no, you did. No, seriously,
All right,
I think
all right.
when I started playing, there weren't YouTube videos or anything like that because the community was kind of divided. So back then, I was probably quite an influence to the people around me because you play tournaments with them a lot and they look to you as an example. But now there are so many tournaments, you can look at everyone. So I'm not the main source of information anymore. So I don't have like the same kind of influence on the community around me as I did, let's say, 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So you're kind of right.
Yeah.
You definitely were the main source of information for us in Berlin because everybody played Sheik back in the day. In
Oh, I remember that. Oh, that was so dumm. Not just in Berlin. Like when I after I beat Ek and started winning, all of a sudden everybody had a pocket Sheik. It was so stupid. Like, everyone. It was so dumb. But
It's the Pocket Fox of 2008, basically.
yeah, it was ridiculous. It was so ridiculous. Everyone played Sheik.
Yeah.
I remember I just watched a video, like I saw a video of Raymond playing Sheik. Can you actually imagine that? Like he lost the ninja and he went Sheik. It's like when was this? But apparently it was just a normal thing.
You know, it's funny because back in those days, like even up until like 2012 or 2011, and that's when things really started to blow up in terms of like streams and videos everywhere. And even until then, I felt like sometimes one match that comes up on YouTube or one video would definitely have a gigantic impact on everything.
Yeah.
Like I remember when Mango and Armada played at Genesis 2 and Mango picked Fox. I remember talking to everyone around me, like in Europe and to everyone on Facebook, and they're like, "Oh, I want to pick up Fox now. It was so cool. Mango is awesome, and Fox has got like everyone wanted to play Fox. I remember.
It's definitely a big influence if something happens on the big screen and everybody's like, "Oh my god, this is possible. Let me play this. Let me try this out." There was this one thing again in the Smash documentary when Proc was saying when he was watching at Revival of Melee when Dashizwiz made like this immaculate first 3 stocks against Mewtwo King in that match 4, like the match to ever change the way Falco is perceived in Smash. Like he was saying like his friend was staying next to him and saying like, "I don't care anymore. I'm mating Falco after this." This definitely is a thing that happened much more back in the day when somebody was like did amazing stuff with a character that nobody thought it was possible to do amazing stuff with. Remember Armada breaking out with Peach and everybody's like, "Damn,
yeah, exactly.
She could do that all the time and we didn't know. Like what happened?"
That was a shock.
And my Fox example, it's not just Mango versus Armada, but in the same year there was the Dark combo video.
Oh yeah, Perfect Dark.
The
Dude, I
Perfect
love
Dark,
that video.
and there was this those two things I think really shifted the metagame towards like a more Fox heavy metagame, I feel.
I hate that video then.
Well, that video is really corny. Like when you watch it today, like it has Sandstorm,
Wait,
and that was Sandstorm before it became a gigantic meme.
Really?
Like.
Oh man.
Like,
still, I remember having the same thing with Samus. I watched a combo video from a guy called Philip Coast Philip. He was a Samus player. And like he made the best combo video ever. I still to this day think this is the best combo video ever made because it was so awesome. And I was like, all right, I'm maining Samus now. There's no way. Like, yeah. That video was so good. I still watch that
Samus.
video like all the time because it has like "Kickstart My Heart" from Motley Crue, so it's an awesome song going on, and he synced like all the combos to the music perfectly. And I was like, all right, so if this is possible with Samus, I should play Samus now. And yeah, it influenced me. Like it like I think the way we perceive those things influence us a lot more than we actually like realize, especially like when you see playstyles. Like I always was a fan of West Coast Smash Bros. Playstyle, like the like typical West Coast thingy when everybody's like super aggressive, and I always loved that, and I play so aggressive nowadays. Like I always did because I love those aggressive things happening in Smash, and I think that kind of like reflects my personality, which is the next thing I think we should talk about on this discussion. How much your personality reflects in your playstyle, and how much like the opponent's personality you see like being reflected in their playstyles. So yeah, with that in mind, I would like to ask Ice how his personality reflects in his playstyle.
I don't know. I went through so many mains, and
Yes. Four. It was four, right?
I was four. Yeah,
Yeah.
4. And yeah, 4 mains.
Yeah, Falco, Marth, Sheik, Fox.
Oh,
Oh,
I didn't know
Falco.
you played
Yeah.
Falco.
Oh, his Falco is sick.
No, you made the right decision to get off of Falco. Don't worry.
But you know what I
Oh,
noticed?
come on, Zoo, don't say that.
I-
Zoo, don't say that. It breaks my heart.
If you look at the characters you played and in which order you played Falco first, then the character Falco hates the most, Marth. Then from Marth you went to the character Marth hates the most, Sheik.
Oh my god!
That's kind of funny.
Fox.
I never thought about it like this.
Yeah, no, you're stuck at Fox. Fox is good. But
What's
yeah,
next?
it's kind of funny.
What's
Wow.
next? What's next?
There's no next. It's
There's
20XX,
no
dude.
next. Yeah.
Fox's
Master
worst
hand.
matchup is Fox, so you just have to keep playing Fox, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe I should take my main.
Yeah.
You might counter pick a different color.
Well, I mean, Leffen would argue that it's Falco
Oh,
and
it might be
Pal.
Falco and Pow. I can actually see that, yeah.
Yeah.
It
Or
also
just maybe back to Marth.
it could be Marth and Pal too, maybe.
But nah, Fox is good, but it's just something funny I noticed. That's all. It's all good, Ice.
I don't know. I know that back then I was like trying to play as safe as possible. So I was always asking myself what's the safest and best thing to do. But as more as I learned the game and realized that there's like that's safe is a term used to describe things that are like cover a lot of options. I realized that there's like no safe thing to do because everything can be punished except for like combo sequences or something. But yeah, even there it's not safe. It all comes down if you can execute properly or you have a read or something. So the picture is really big. So I would say, yeah, back then I was trying to be really, really safe, but now it's all about mix-ups and being unpredictable, I would say. Yeah.
Like, I don't want to.
Yeah, because the best option is not the best if you use it all the time.
I don't want to go into psychology too much, but I think that kind of reflects the way you developed as a person over the course of the years pretty well.
Yeah, I changed a lot of mains, so I became different persons a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have a point. I agree, of course. Yeah, taking risks is really good sometimes. So.
I think for me, the way I play, yeah, it kind of reflects the way I am as a person. Really. It's because the way I approach Smash is pretty much the way I approach life. I'm a really patient person and quite calculated.
Manipulative.
Everything I do.
Manipulative.
So, what?
You manipulate people around you.
I could if I wanted to, but I generally don't.
You hustle them.
No, but yeah, I like analyzing things. I'm a calculating person.
I see.
When it comes to like solving problems and stuff like that in life. And I think when you play somebody in Smash, there's just a problem you have to deal with. So you have to figure out what's going on and how to just overcome it.
That's a good way to approach games in general. What's the problem? How do I solve it?
Yeah, it's just a problem that I have to solve. And I approach every game like that. It doesn't matter if it's a video game or football or soccer or however you want to call it, or chess.
Or Monopoly.
or Monopoly or a debate or anything. It's just the same mindset. Like, it's a problem. How do I solve this? And have the patience to basically wait until I see a way to actually fix what's in front of me. So it does kind of reflect the way I play, I guess. I think most people would say.
Now that you say that, like, I feel this is exactly the way, like my playstyle reflects my approach to life, because I want to burst out everything I have, like, as soon as the question gets asked, you know, like, I'm like all out immediately, and like that's exactly how I play Smash. That's exactly how I like try to approach Monopoly or soccer or football or anything. Like, it's the same thing. Damn, that's some deep psychology going on right here.
How about you, Zoo?
I would say I'm actually naturally pretty impulsive. So I think that's pretty like I think that's actually reflective of my gameplay as well. Like I think naturally I kind of just do stuff without thinking about it, honestly. And since moving to the East Coast, here we go back to the coasts. I think I've
Yeah.
kind of transitioned a little bit off of that. Mainly because of Cactuar, also because of like the way I have to deal with like the style here. But you know, I have a pretty good story about this. When Cactuar and I were kind of like dissecting my gameplay, he noticed that I really like to laser from the corners, like the sides. Like I'm very comfortable being on the side of the stage, and he was telling me how we were talking about it, and we realized that this isn't very good because like my opponent has the rest of the stage to work with. Like if I get hit, I'm basically knocked off stage, and I could just die. So like being on the corner is not that great of a thing. Since we've talked about that, I noticed that whenever we take photos, I'm always on one side or the other. Like I'm never in the middle. When I pick seats, I always pick the seats on the side of the room, usually in the back, so I can see everybody. Like it's not just in-game stage positioning. Like my real life stage positioning reflects that, and it's just so crazy that I never noticed that. But since then I've tried to try out a few different things. Like I try to fight from center stage, and I also try to intentionally sit in the middle of the classroom or in the middle of a photo when I get the opportunity, just so I can get used to those mix-ups.
Yeah, you should watch out for people trying to edge guard you in real life, dude.
Yeah, I really should. Sometimes it's not good. And I mean that's kind of true, right? Because like if I'm afraid to be like the center of attention, I might miss out on opportunities in life. Like I might miss out on networking with someone that's very important. You know, like those are important life skills that I have to learn.
Wow.
That's an awesome story.
Yeah,
so that basically leads right now. Wow.
That's my anecdote. That's all
Yozu, I have a question. What's your best matchup in your opinion? Do you think Fox or?
No, I don't actually think I have a best matchup anymore. It used to be Falcon, just because Falcon sucked, and like, Falcon. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like Falcon was extremely unoptimized. I think I was naturally good against Falcon for a long time, but as of right now, I don't really have a best matchup, I'd say.
Falcon. I learned every.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, like, I think if I played against like WizRope or a lot of the other top Falcon players, like, it wouldn't be very different from if I just played like someone with a different character. Like if you put me against all the top X characters, I feel like it would be like they would all be about the same.
Okay, I would have thought it would be Fox because you live with Cacto and you guys probably grind a lot. So, I don't know.
You know, it might be Fox. Like, I don't personally feel like super comfortable against Fox, but like I think I do better against against like Leffen, for example. I don't think that like if he played another character, I feel like maybe I wouldn't have taken like a game off of him. So maybe it might be Fox. I don't know, but I'm that doesn't mean that I'm necessarily like comfortable against Fox or confident.
I was about to say, what's your favorite matchup to play, because that might then be your best matchup. You just debunked that immediately.
Yeah, I don't think I have one anymore, to be honest.
You don't like the game.
Well, I think it's tricky for anyone to say that Fox is his best matchup because there's so many different Fox playstyles. Like, I think it's definitely one of the characters where you'll see the biggest variety of playstyles for sure.
Everything.
So I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, you might play one Fox player and do well, and then play another Fox player and he just blows you up because he's totally different. I feel like there's not just one Fox matchup. There's like 20 or more.
So true.
I mean, except for the punish game. I mean, a Fox is a Fox no matter who it
Fox,
is.
but in the neutral game, you have like campy Fox, aggressive Fox, gimpy Fox. It's like all kinds of different Foxes. It's so annoying.
Yeah. Which would you say gives you the most trouble?
Out of all those styles? Campy Fox. You can't catch him.
Yeah, of course.
Like, you're like, fight me. And he's like, no, lasers. Then, you have no answer to that. So.
What about Zoo? What do you
style
think?
Or character?
Yeah, style of Fox play.
Honestly, like the idiot technical Foxes are kind of intimidating for me. Like the ones that kind of just like do stuff, and like it's hard to get a read on that, you know. I've kind of talked about like my set against Leffen, and like I only played him once, so I don't know how the next time will go. But like whenever he got like a play on me, it felt alright, you know. Like I every time he got something on me, I felt like he deserved it. It was cool. I could move on, and like I wasn't really like shook by anything. But like sometimes when you sit down with that random Fox player, they'll just do stuff, and sometimes it'll just work, and that's really scary.
I know what you mean, but you know what it is? The problem with that is because you're Falco. You have a random Fox that does like 7 shines, and the 7th shine hits you accidentally, and you didn't see it coming because who does that? And then you don't DI, you're off stage, you're dead. That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's Sheik, I don't mind, but a campy Fox, even if it's a scrubby campy Fox, I can't do anything with Sheik. It's so annoying.
It's hard, yeah.
I think that kind of explains the whole thing. It's just character problems.
It's very matchup based, basically.
Because it can't be Fox. If I play Marth, it's fine. If I play Sheik, it's impossible.
Yeah.
The same thing with them. Like if I play Falco and it's a random Fox, then you don't know what they're doing, but if they hit you, you're dead. Like it's really hard to play against.
Well,
I get it.
Well, as for Ice, Ice, you main Fox right now, but so do you play Fox Dittos, or do you prefer playing other characters against Fox?
No, I prefer Fox. I think, yeah.
Because there's a lot of Fox players out there who don't really, I mean, not a lot, but there are some Fox players who don't really like the Ditto. So what are your thoughts on that matchup?
I think it's the most skillful matchup. Like when it comes down to execution and punish game, it's the hardest matchup by far, I think, because like every mistake counts. Like other characters can recover way faster from mistakes, so it's not like Fox Dittos can be really unstable. Like you never know, you know, Fox Dittos can go either way, and even if you can call that a bad point for it, I would say the players that used to win the Fox Dittos, like really good, like with really solid play, they really have to like, they really need rock solid nerves, you know, like if that makes sense, because every Fox can beat you if they know their combos and stuff, but in order to dominate, you have to know something that they don't know, you know. So it's crazy. I think it's a crazy matchup, dude. And every other matchup gives you way more time, like to prepare your combos, to finish, to edge guard properly, to set up things easily because you have way more time. But with Fox, like Fox Dittos, you have to be on point every time.
Yeah.
And I like that.
You get shine.
No. Everything.
You get shanked, you get jab reset, you get jab reset, you get grabbed, you get grabbed.
That's why I like Sheik. That's why I like Sheik, because Sheik like has easily the easiest punish game. Like when it comes down to normal combos, I would say tech chase is a different story. But as soon as as things get started, you just have to like run A.
Yeah.
Okay. That's it. Then
the
that's
best combo.
Yeah. That's why I like Sheik, but yeah, with Fox Dittos, it's different, I would say.
Like when Mango he goes Falco against Fox players, and then he goes Fox against Falco players, and sometimes Falco Dittos.
Rarely Falco Dittos anymore. I don't.
Which is
yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, why is it that Mango doesn't like to play the Dittos? Is it like because Jigglypuff Dittos with Hungry Box broke him, or?
No. I think it's mostly the fact that he perceives Fox Dittos to be a bit of a scramble. Like as Ice described
Yeah, I
it,
can
it's a
see that,
crazy
yeah.
matchup where things can go either way. So I think maybe he prefers a more controlled matchup. And I think Falco versus Fox is probably a more controlled matchup than Fox Dittos. It can still get
I would also
crazy,
say
but
he has more fun playing Falco against Fox. And would
Yeah.
say
yeah,
that gives him a buff or motivation to do so, you know?
yeah,
Because like I think the way he perceives Fox is like it's just kind of like a lot of dash dance camping and then you get a grab and you do like an auto combo kind of thing.
Yeah.
But like with Falco, it's like it's kind of weird that like yeah he prefers like he plays both ends of that matchup of both Ditto. Like as Falco, like he can control the Fox with lasers and like get a combo. But then like on the other side, it's like yeah he goes Fox and he moves around Falco.
Easily.
I don't really understand, but I think he just finds Fox Dittos lame. I don't know how he feels about Falco Dittos though.
I think he used to like them at least. I mean, he used to play them a lot. I don't know if he still does. I haven't seen him play a Falco Ditto in forever. I mean, when's the last time you've seen him play a Falco Ditto?
I actually can't recall, and that's saying something.
Webcam isn't on. I see.
Maybe 2013. Like I don't know. I think the last real time I remember was like Kings of Kells.
Apex was Dr. Peepee.
Apex?
Oh
yeah, that's true. That's
yeah,
true.
he did actually. Yeah, that was 2014.
Yeah, 2014,
right?
I think. Yeah.
Oh, Apex, yeah.
Yeah, though. Yeah, he actually did. Yeah, that's true. And that didn't go too well.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I would like to see him playing Falco against Westwalls. I think like it would be really funny.
Oh yeah, that would be a ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
He did at MLG and he got kind of bopped.
Mm.
It was only
Falco Dittos?
It was
Wasn't
only
it
one
Fox
game.
Falco?
I think he went Falco the last game and just got destroyed.
No.
Yeah, it was 3-0. That's it. I remember.
I don't know what happened with Mango versus West at press start, but I think Mango like 3-0'd him there. But I don't know if he went Fox or Falco.
They seem to just 3-0 each other all the time for some reason. It's either one or the other.
Binary results.
It's yeah, it's kind of interesting actually.
Someone in the chat actually stated that Mango started Falco because he wanted to Falco Ditto instead of Puff Falco. So that's kind of an interesting transition.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Okay.
Puff, yeah, Puff Falco.
Puff Falco is actually a ridiculously difficult matchup for Puff, I feel.
Yeah. I mean, if the Falco plays it correctly, then yes.
I had the impression that it was just a coincidence because there was a combo video back then that just got released and it was showing Mango's Falco, and I think it happened like all the scenes were from a week from Mango staying at Mike Hayes' place, and maybe it was just a coincidence because I was talking with Mike Hayes about it once and we talked about like him being the reason that Mango played Falco. And if that week wouldn't have happened, maybe Mango wouldn't start Falco. But I don't know. Really funny.
I'm glad he did. He'd still be playing Jigglypuff.
Oh yeah, that's basically one of the best transitions that ever happened to Smash.
I kind of miss his Jigglypuff. It was pretty fun actually.
Well, yeah.
Compared to Hungry Box or something. It's still Jigs.
I guess.
Oh yeah. That's kind of what I mean. I mean,
Hungry Box is entertaining right now.
I agree.
Yeah, I think Hungry Box is entertaining. I personally think he's entertaining for how efficient he is and how good his spacing is. I always think he's really fun to watch in a very different way.
Especially lately, he like really got off. Like he does impressive stuff right now.
Yeah.
I mean, he used to be. I mean, he definitely changed throughout the years. Like back in 2010, 2011, he was basically back air only, and he evolved into a more complete player as time went, pretty much.
Yeah, it's more fun now.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how long are we doing this?
Oh yeah. I have. Oh yeah, I have one question because we talked a lot about. I mean, Zoo talked to us about his perception of the difference in playstyles between Europe and the US. But I'd like to hear from Ice actually about that because you've been to the US a bunch of times, and I wondered if you have an opinion on that.
I think the US players are more all around, like all around solid. You can kind of compare it maybe to Pokemon. Like there are Pokemons that have really good good stats, and then there are other Pokemon that are really good in some areas, but yeah, lack in others. And yeah, I would say that's the main difference. That's how I see it. Like Americans have a way more solid, have way more solid fundamentals, I would say. There might be
Okay.
areas where Europeans like are better, and I think that's why do things like that, because he probably saw some areas that that impressed him, I would say. But overall, I would say, yeah, that's the thing, that America has a way more fundamental and solid overall skill, and Europe is like more unstable and has areas that they're really good in, but other areas they're like years behind, I would say.
So you would say, like in a crew battle, basically America had 6 Mews, and Europe might have a Mewtwo somewhere in there, but they're like one Mewtwo is not able to beat 6 Mews, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
I think it can. I mean, Mewtwo is faster and can probably one-shot Mew. He baited me.
Yeah,
He
basically
baited
Mustafa
me.
baited all
God
of
damn
us,
it.
so now we're talking about Pokemon.
Let's go.
Just you two.
No, but Mewtwo can do it. But anyway,
Not in Smash. Anyway.
yeah, not in Smash.
Not that
I guess
Mewtwo,
not.
no, not that
Oh
Mewtwo.
yeah, Mewtwo kind of sucks in Smash. That's true. But where's Mew? Mew is in this Pokeball. He's not a playable character. Yeah. Some people in the chat saying it's the hype pretty much. Have you guys seen that video?
What's that?
Zoo, have you
Which
seen
one?
that video? The one, it's the hype pretty much. The one where Ice gets interviewed.
Yeah, it's
Where
and they ask him.
And and then there's the commentator who's like yelling and like as
That
Ice
is
gets
me,
shine spikes.
by the way. That is me.
Yeah, that is actually Mr. Love who's right here.
Okay.
It's Zetrox from Germany, Kiwi from Austria, and me, and we're basically screaming our lungs out because nobody has 0 to death combo Ice in like 3 years up until that point. And we're like, what the fuck is happening right now?
It was particularly funny because Ice forgot to turn to Sheik and he got punished so hard for it. He just died. Like he was Zelda for like one or 2 seconds and he already died.
For me about the whole thing is that Dance Queen is one of my best friends, like the guy that targeted me, and I was like, oh, I forgot to transform, and he was running at me with full speed, like.
It was basically like the epitome of 20XX. Like you did one small mistake and you get punished 0 to death for it immediately.
That's so fun. But yeah.
It was just and everyone was screaming. Yeah, that video is.
I remember Kiwi sitting like behind Zetrox and me, so the microphone didn't catch him as well, so he had to scream a little bit louder. But only some noises he farted out of his mouth made it to the video, and those are the most funny things about it.
I controlled the crowd super fast afterwards, though. I don't think it's in the video, but if you look up the match, I kill him after I respawn with 2 needles right away. And then
that was so good.
Yeah. That was...
Damn.
I'll have to watch that.
Oh man, someone is blowing me up in the stream chat by giving me Pokemon stats and calculating the damage ranges and
Germany.
stuff.
He is a very, very fun Pokemon player. He participates like in Pokemon contests and everything. So yeah, this guy knows his shit.
Oh god damn it. Well, I think we've pretty much covered everything. You guys have any additional comments on any story or anything else you want to
I
add?
just want to say I really like the format, and I think this whole thing is a really nice idea. I really enjoyed it, and yeah. That's...
Oh, the show isn't over. We're gonna answer some questions first.
Oh yeah, we still got like we.
It's not the show in general. I just meant this whole topic, competitive mentality and differences in playstyle. You have any more to add to that?
I think we covered everything.
Just about.
Okay. Well, anyway, let's take. So we've had people ask us questions on Twitter using the hashtag AskFFWL, and I'm gonna display them on stream, and I'm gonna read them out. So let's go. Okay, we have a question from Mike Hager. Did Zoo play Seer? If so, what did he think of his skill and playstyle?
No, I didn't get a chance to play him actually. I was really hoping that actually. So it was Seer versus Tech, and the winner of that played me in losers, and like Seer kind of lost the first game pretty bad. Might have lost the second, I think. He was down 2-0 and then won one, and then was up a lot in game 4, but then like lost to a comeback. And that whole time I was thinking, like, man, I hope Seer wins because I am actually much more comfortable against Samus than against Buff. So, but no, I didn't get a chance to play him. I think I would have done better against him than I did against Tech. But that's really all I have to say about that because unfortunately I didn't get a chance to play him.
But you have I mean, you watched him play, right? And did you think anything about him?
I mean, he kind of reminded me a little bit of Daryl, in the sense that like he likes to go.
Oh.
Yeah, he likes to go in. He likes to shoot a lot of missiles. So he kind of struck me as like more like offensive overall. I mean, other than that, I wasn't like he like, you know, I've watched Plup and I've watched Duck, and like they're all good at their respective things, and I don't think Seer was like much better in like a particular aspect compared to those other Samuses, but he was overall like very solid, obviously, with like a tendency to be more aggressive. So I actually look forward to playing him because I thought it'd be like a very crazy set, but it never happened. So
I guess you'll have to come back.
Dude, I'm looking forward to it.
Because Seer never leaves France. He never does.
Yeah, that's true.
He was at the Dutch tournament once.
Yeah, he went to Avalon. He left France once.
He was.
Oh yeah, that's
tournament?
true. Yeah. Oh, he left France. Really?
It must have been an accident because, like, I think like he wanted to.
No, it was a French invasion. It was really, it was here.
I think someone accidentally packed Seer inside his baggage
he
or
was
something.
just sleeping in somebody's trunk and they drove to the Netherlands.
Like, where am I? Suit me.
Yeah, probably.
Might as well play.
Well, let's play Melee.
We have got another question from Mike Hager, who he seems to be one of the only people who actually ask questions to us. So it's another question to Zoo. It's actually something that we haven't covered, unfortunately, so now we can keep up with it. Mac Hager asks you, Zoo, also talk about your set with ATBT Baxon and his rate of chill and homie.
I have to look up that question because I didn't catch that last part. Let me.
All right,
hashtag. I'll find it.
Wait, I can't find
it. I found it.
Where is it?
Okay. So my set with Baxon was pretty interesting because very similar to my set with Zanguzin, who I lost to like 2 weeks before. And I again, like we talked about this, I kind of expected Baxon to be a more aggressive Falco, but he was not. He shot so many lasers and just did like a bunch of like up tilt into forward smash combos, and I just wasn't ready for that. So game 1, I kind of stole the game from him, and I think game 2 he won. Yeah, he picked FD and then he won. I think it was pretty close.
He did the most ridiculous combo ever, by the way. He finished you off with an up B to the side, like.
Yeah, he must have. I don't remember exactly what happened. But
I can understand.
It was.
But game 3 I won, I think, pretty solidly, and then game 4 I was up the whole time and he made a comeback, and then game 5 I made the poor decision to pick a big stage, and he was better at shooting lasers and like the neutral than I was. I wasn't ready for it. I should have picked another small stage, and he won. So overall, I was mostly surprised by his playstyle. I was kind of expecting him to be like more aggressive, but I should have done better research, and he caught me by surprise and he beat me. So yeah, it was pretty fun. Like especially at night on the crowd or like on the auditorium with like everything being dark and like a super loud crowd, all the French people being there.
Yeah.
I don't know, super fun. Even though I was the villain in that set, but that's okay. And rate his level of chill and homie. Man, so I actually didn't hang out with him that much. I thought I would have like hung out with him more, but I didn't. But even like our small interactions, his level of chill and homie was extremely high. Yeah, high, way higher than any other Smasher that I can think of. So yeah, you guys got some cool people. I'll definitely be coming back, and if I do, I'll hopefully spend more time with Baxon because I've only heard very good things about him.
Oh yeah, that guy is so freaking chill, man.
In this question, I see ATBT Baxon. What is ATBT?
That actually is his new sponsor. He told me about it at HFLAN. Yeah, I have no
really?
idea what it stands for, but I assume that the ATB part stands for Active Time Battle because that's the only abbreviation I know for ATB. So yeah,
God damn
basically he's sponsored. He got sponsored, I believe, like 2 or 3 days before HFLAN actually. So Baxon is now officially sponsored. One of the like 3 European players who got sponsored by now. So yeah, shout outs to Baxon on and to ATBT.
That's cool.
Actually, before taking the next Mike Hager question, because there's a third one.
Different Mike Hager questions.
I'll take one of his questions and modify it a little bit. Did you get to play Maye, the Marth player?
Oh, was that for me as well?
Zoo. Yeah. Did you get to
play
Maye?
I played him a bunch actually. He was pretty difficult. All the French guys seem to be very good against Falco. God damn it. So actually there were 3 players that I was a little bit concerned about at HFLAN, and those are the 3 French guys, which were Tech, Baxon, and Maye. And yeah, Maye was really good. One of my weakest matchups is Marth, and he was really good at the chain grabs, really good at the neutral. He had a good power shield game, and all the things that Marth needs to beat Falco. And I was actually thinking about just going Fox against him because I played him like a bunch with Falco, and I think we were like roughly even. Like we were going kind of back and forth, but like the 1 or 2 games I went Fox, I just like steamrolled him. But you never know what'll happen in tournament, and I'm sure he has plenty of experience against Fox, so I don't know. But yeah, only a bunch of friendlies, and if I played him in tournament, I might have gone Fox against him.
Well, he is in a way a Falco specialist because a specialist at the Falco matchup because his main training partner is a Falco, and they play all the time.
He kicked me out of the tournament. I don't want to talk about Samplay.
Samplay.
Oh yeah, I am.
Yeah.
So
here's the third question from Mike Hager. It's what aspect of being a buster, insert profanities, loser, that doesn't practice does Amsah enjoy more than practicing and being awesome?
That's actually one of the best questions ever asked. The hashtag SFFWL.
Oh wow, I'm being put on the spot here. I'm not gonna answer that question. I'm just gonna be a buster. It's fun.
No, really, like Amsah, do you have any why, dude? Why? You could be the best, like, dude. Why?
Work. I have rent to pay and stuff. Okay, let me answer this seriously.
All right.
If I, like I said, I live on my own. I have to pay rent. I could spend all my time practicing melee and getting good, but there's no guarantee that I will actually make money. There's a good chance that I will, but given that Armada is pretty much a European and Leffen is a European, there's no guarantee that I'll get any better placings than I do right now. So I would possibly be wasting my time not make any money, and then lose my house, for example. And I don't want that.
Yeah.
So if basically the risk reward isn't worth it. So unless something changes in the future where money is not an issue, or I get like a lot of free time on my hands because whatever, I'm not gonna start practicing. I simply can't afford it. What if I could?
All right, we should start. Somebody in the
Okay.
chat pointed out that we should start a Amsah rent fund.
Oh wow!
I guess.
I would
you guys
definitely
work.
pay.
It would actually be fun.
You should like start streaming Smash or something. Like I don't know, get people at your place.
Yeah, that's been a pretty successful enterprise for some players out there,
Yeah.
like streaming. But you have to find a way to make it
It's
fun.
about the
Yeah, I
same.
think it's fun to
Sheik is
watch one
not
of the
the
best Sheiks in the
most fun
universe.
character to watch.
I guess not, but I mean,
I could try to make it work,
yeah,
but like I said,
I think.
it would be a gamble,
But
and I'm not the guy.
yeah, it is. Well, yeah, that's true. So we have a question from Hoob Epic Fal. The first question he's basically already answered. There's a second question, which is it true Amsah is switching to Marth?
Oh yeah, we saw that at JST 7.
It's somewhat true.
Wow.
My Sheik is still
Okay.
much better than my Marth, I think, in generally almost every matchup. But I enjoy Marth, and I want to actually start playing Marth. And even if it's not like a complete Marth main, I want to legitimately use him as a secondary in matchups that are just difficult with Sheik. So I'll start picking him up. I should have done this in 2005, to be quite honest, but I was really stubborn. But yeah, so I will.
Yeah. Question from Jim Morrison to Zoo. Did Zoo enjoy the crowd during HFLAN as he was on stage?
Yeah, of course. Even when I was the villain, I was down. Like, I don't know. That's kind of what I like look forward to the most at tournaments. Is like to play in these like crazy environments that like just you don't walk down the street and have people like yell at you like, like oh, like nice door opening to get into 7-Eleven. Like no one does that. Like
unless you're a celebrity, I guess.
Took those stairs like a man.
Yeah, right. So I mean, even if I mess up and like the crowd like is like ooh or like boos me or something like that, that's fun. I don't know. So like again, being in that environment and being that giant auditorium was probably like the most memorable thing from my year so far. It was insane. Loved it.
Okay, nice. So I have a question from Bart, asking Ice. Ask Ice why he disrespected his homie Slim Shady at JST.
What was that?
And okay. Let's first take this first.
Well, it's super deep. It's a long story. So he's my roommate, and
yeah.
I used to play Gandalf against him in friendlies just to show him how bad he is.
Damn.
Slim Shady on blast right now.
And I didn't feel like trying. I didn't feel like trying with Fox because like there was nothing to prove. I had nothing to prove, so I wanted to go easy on him. So I was playing Fox against him, and I was actually sandbagging. So I think I either won or lost the first match, but I lost one match with Fox, and he was insisting on playing on the stream, even though the tournament was already running late, and the TO told us to play on a different setup. But he was insisting on it because he wanted to show the world how amazing his Mario is. And he even put a Mario cape or hat on his head.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
When I saw that hat, like I had to become Gandalf, like. Because there was no other way, And
my God.
like I'm probably his biggest fan and his biggest supporter, But when he's fighting against me, I become the absolute different person. Like I don't want to support him mid-match. I just want to destroy him, you know. And that's why I like counted 4 times in a row. Like gave him 4 fairs in a row. Even like doing some body language with the fourth hit, you know. Like because like I want to destroy him, you know. I want to put him into the place I think he belongs to right now. I just want to destroy. I just want to destroy his whole mindset, his whole life, you know. And after that said, we had so much beef going on, so much stress.
And this is what you do to your friends.
Yeah.
I don't want to be honest with you.
It's a special friendship. It's a special friendship.
Oh yeah, it definitely sounds like it.
We had so many people coming at us because everybody realized that like he's super mad, and we had like 5 or 6 people around us, everybody telling him why he's like overreacting and stuff, trying to help me out, you know. But like he didn't care. He didn't care. His eyes were just looking at me, ready to kill me, you know. So, but yeah, we figured things out. Like everything is okay right now. We're homies again. But
You're sounding like a divorced couple.
Yeah.
Let me confirm that
like
those guys are actually a divorced couple. Like, there's no difference.
It's so funny, dude. It's so funny. I told him I would do the same thing again next time too.
Honestly,
wow. Okay.
Balls of steel though. It was 2-2. He just beat your Ganondorf, and you're like, nope, staying Ganon. All I could think of is, what if you lose? If you lost Ganon, that would have been the dumbest way to get kicked to lose.
I was calculating. I was calculating things beforehand, and my first stock on the last match, I was giving it up because I want to kill him in a certain way. So I was doing down B to kill his up recovery at 0%. I didn't care, man. I didn't care. I just wanted to like destroy his whole life, you know. I wanted him to throw his Mario cap on the ground and go away cry, you know.
Wow.
That was my only plan, you know. But yeah, it was really fun, and yeah,
it was entertaining at the very least.
To conclude the whole story with the words, it was really fun. It's so bad.
I wonder if Slim Shady thinks that.
Everything is cool now. Like I told him that he basically beat himself up, and I was just using psychology tools, but I didn't want to tell him like that wasn't my intention to tell him that he is a failure or someone that will never get good. But it was my goal to let him think like that mid-set, you know. So that's why I told like 4 times in a row and did all the stupid stuff. And in the last match, I was trying in order to get the lead, so I had 3 stocks, 0 persons against his 1 stock, so I can play with him way more, you know, and take risks and stuff.
Now I want to watch that. So.
Look at the fork. Yeah.
I don't know if that's like.
Okay, it's not uploaded yet.
Look at 4 fair combo. The 4 fairs I pulled off.
That was pretty crazy, dude.
Then I was moving when I did the 4 fair, and he talked about it with me. He was seeing that, and we talked about that instance, you know, like it was crazy.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, some people in the some guy in the stream chat calling you a psychopath.
That's I know. It's normal. Like we even make fun of that. Like he calls me a psychopath. He even calls himself a psychopath. So everything is cool. It's cool.
I feel like that might be like kind of a Berlin thing, because like Luma always does that to people. I always do it to Snacks, for example, a Falco player from Northern Germany. He used to lose to a girl. Her tag is Sui Aqua. She's actually kind of Quicksilver's girlfriend or something. She plays like very, very basic. Like, and if I say basic, I mean like really basic. She plays Peach and does down smash. That's basically like how she plays.
Yes.
And Snacks, even though he practiced his ass off and everything, like he always lost to her. And like every time I face Snacks in tournament, I pick like her Peach color, I pick like her tag, he gets discouraged so much by it. Like he gets 4-stock, 3-stock on occasion when I pick her color and her tag, and then like I switch colors and he basically wins. Like I was like, what? Like how could you win? I'm not Aqua anymore, I guess.
Yeah. Well, anyway, guys, I think we've used so much time on this question.
I think so as well.
Anyway, yeah, there's a second part to this question, which is Yoshi on third. Explain yourself.
Oh yeah, that's actually pretty
So
interesting.
Ice, there was this tier list we made by collecting opinions from lots of players around Europe, and Ice had a very controversial third place for Yoshi.
Crazy, dude. Like if you master the technical game with him, all the parry stuff, the juggles and stuff, I put him easily at third place, and he even gets the buff because he's heavier in PAL, and like
okay,
I only see 2 characters above him. Like it always comes down which approach you take when you make those tier lists, and for me it's way more about potential instead of how currently it is, you know. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. And your tier list, it was like Fox, Marth, Yoshi?
In that order. And then after that, other, like Falco and Sheik and stuff.
Yeah. So we have a question from some random American player called Poor Zoo. And he asks, hey, SmashEurope, great show. I was wondering why Amsah's tag is Nihonjin if he's not Japanese.
That just had to be brought up, didn't it? That hasn't been my tag for a very long time. Basically, what happened is I wanted a new nickname. We're gonna go way, way back before I even played Smash. I started playing a game online and I needed a nickname. So I couldn't think of anything, so I went with, I think, XXX, I think. I was young, and then I realized, oh wait, a movie like a little bit later came out, Triple X, and people thought I copied that. I was like, no, and it meant porn. It's like, no, this is not a good nickname. I need a new one. I need a different one because this is stupid. So I wanted like a cool sounding name. So I asked one of my friends who spoke Japanese, like, hey, list a couple of random Japanese words. Let me see if I like one of them. And I saw that one. I was like, all right, that's Jin in it. Fine, I'll pick that. And then I found out what it meant. I was like, this doesn't work. So this is kind of stupid. But when I found out what it meant, I had already made that comeback against Ek. And then it just stuck. Like, pretty much.
Yeah. So. You also kept it as your name on Smashboard.
You know what it is? I actually asked them, like, hey, can I change my name? And they were like, yeah, you can, but you have to pay for it. It's like, yeah, no. So so I just kept it. That's the only reason. So yeah.
Yeah, I have a pretty similar story, and I did pay to change my name for it. My name used to be Funk King. Yeah. And I changed it for pretty obvious reasons. Like try to read out that name really fast. Yeah, it was pretty.
So you just you're just like, what's the next best thing? You just like.
Yeah, I turned it around. I was like, okay, yeah, that's actually better.
My name would have been problem solved, but nope. And
yeah, I was like, yeah.
It's crazy because like
it was pretty bad. Like it was funny because it was back then I was still a Brawl player, and they were making like a thread at the end of each year for the Falco players where they would say they would give like awards, you know. And they gave me the award of player whose name is most likely to be mispronounced in an unfortunate way. And I was like, wait, what? And then
that's ridiculous.
Oh god, it was so bad.
That's funny.
But anyway, story time.
Is your story finished, dude? Like.
Yeah, it is. I was about to move to the next question.
I have one more thing to add to Nihonjin, actually. The way I learned it, because I think it's kind of a legend now, because the way I learned it back in 2008 was like, or 2009, was like, oh yeah, basically, his first name is Amsah and his surname is Nihonjin. I was like, how is that possible? I was like, that can never be true. And everybody was like, oh yeah, that's actually true. And I was like, no way, that is true. Like, how?
Oh, that's funny.
So yeah, that's
No,
how I learned it. So yeah, Germany has its rumors and stuff, but yeah, now it influenced the Dutch as well.
that's great. But no, that nickname is so bad. Like, it's so bad that people now think that I'm two different persons. When I went to the US, when I went to Pound, I got there and I was talking to, I think it was Homemade Waffles. And I was talking to him, and he's like, "Oh man, your Sheik is really good. But what happened to that Nihonjin guy?" It's like, come on, really? Like, people just think I'm two different people. It's just, no.
Yo, guys, I have to leave. I have to help some Shady with some stuff. And it's not because of the set. I try to be a good friend. So.
I don't think you have the right to say that anymore, but okay.
So, Mustafa, pretty fast before you leave, could you tell us the origin behind your nickname? Because I know it, and I think it's like, it's kind of cool.
It's cold as ice. That's why. Just look at what he did to his best friend or whatever.
I had a good friend, and I was asking him if he knows anyone that is good, like in Smash Brothers. And then he was introducing me to another friend of his, and then we used playing. We started playing with each other, and we had a rivalry going on. But he was better than me, and back then, like I wanted to have a name as well because they all had a name, like an alias, I guess. And then his name was Fire, and I wanted to be Ice, even though if I think about it, it doesn't make sense. But
no, it doesn't. No.
But maybe.
Hey.
I was thinking about the possibility that even if he like melts me, I can still win because I'm gonna become water, you know. Like.
It's actually pretty cool.
Oh. That's actually. You know. It's funny because at Beast 4 in the Project M tournament, I remember you entered as Fire, as a fake name.
Someone asked me if I wanted to like enter as Fire, and I just said yes because it was PM after all.
Yeah, a lot of people entered as fake names in that tournament. I think Yappy was like Princess Kicks or something like that. He was playing Zelda.
Yeah. Who would have thought?
There were a lot of fake names. I don't remember. I can't remember other names now. I think Rebaz had a funny name, but I don't remember what it was. But Ice, it was really good having you on the show. Thank you for participating.
Thanks for having me, guys. And I really liked it. And
and you can follow him on Twitter at
Ice_fights.
I'm gonna start twittering more in the future because I'm about to move back to Berlin.
Yeah, baby.
Okay. Wow, nice.
That's where I belong, I guess. We're all evil people.
Yeah, you belong here, dude. You just belong to us.
Yeah.
You're just a bad guy who needs to make bad stuff, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. And thanks again, and see you guys at next tournament or maybe again in one of these episodes.
All right.
Dude.
Thank you very much for being with us and sharing your experiences in Smash Brothers with us, and even sharing your name origins with us. Yeah. So yeah, have a good night.
Yeah. See you guys. Bye.
Good night. See you, man. Bye.
All right. So that was Ice for you. Ice definitely being top 3, most third place you'll ever get on any continent.
Yeah. Europe has a pretty defined top. I mean, it's been the same for years now.
Even though Amsah once took a set of Ice not too long ago.
A fluke. It was kind of a fluke.
Oh yeah, he did actually.
If you look at how good Ice is and how good I am, I shouldn't have won. But it basically comes down to what he said, like mentality. I don't care who I play. I never get nervous. I never joke. I never do anything. I just play. And if I see that my opponent chokes, I start laughing and just put pressure on them. And that's how I won. But if it wasn't a tournament setting and it was a friendly, I would have gotten bodied. But because it was a tournament, nerves got to him more than it did me, and I won because of that. Then he destroyed me. Then he destroyed me afterwards.
Oh yeah. Just because of that, by the way, I now have a definitive chain to be the GOAT.
Yeah.
because I beat Usleon, who beat Däumling, who beat you, who beat Ice, who beat Leffen, who beat Armada, who beat Mango. So
There we
now
go.
I have a chain to the goat now.
That is
That
awesome.
is
Yeah,
that is
that's
Inui
Inui
logic.
at its
That is
best.
Inui
You're
logic
so
at its
close.
best.
So
Yeah.
close, dude.
Yeah.
Well, I can probably make something like that leads to
We
Mango
do
as
that
well.
for years now in Germany because
You can
Yeah.
usually find a way. If you beat someone who's good,
Yeah.
you can usually find a way to lead up all the way
ever
to
since
Mango.
Ice beat Leffen,
think.
everybody knew it was possible in Germany because you just had, like now everybody has a chain now because even six has a chain now
Yeah.
because he beats the Ghetto once and the Ghetto beat Amsah. Like it goes this way.
In America, it was Silent Spectre when Spectre beat Armada. It was done.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It was over.
Everyone in NorCal had a chain to be the GOAT in like 2
Yep.
steps.
I think just from that,
Yeah.
like basically everyone in America had like a route to Armada, which was a route to a Mango, basically. So sick.
Yeah. Damn. Silent Spectre Armada. Have they ever played ever
Nope.
since Pound 4?
But I hope
Another
they never
set? Tournament set? No?
Sweep.
1-0. The only he must be the only person in the world Armada has like a negative record against.
Yeah, probably. Honestly,
He
No.
has to be.
No.
Was it-
Oh wait. I
Well-
was gonna say like Captain Jack, but I'm not sure if he played him afterwards.
I do think Armada is above. I do think Armada is ahead of Mango. Because I'm not sure.
I would
have
not
to
be
recheck.
surprised, honestly. I think Armada's the best right now.
Yeah.
Like, at least stats wise, but like because like if we look at like
Yeah.
Evo and like the big summer tournaments, literally just because it's like Evo and it's summer, it's like Mango just
Summer Mango.
For some reason he's just better. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Mango is the king of summer. Armada is the king of
Yeah.
winter.
But when I think about it, does Hungrybox actually have a positive record against Armada because he beat his young Link like once and for all twice?
I don't think so.
Did
I actually don't think so. I think he's
Alright,
lost too
alright,
many
alright.
times to the young links.
True.
Yeah. I think he's behind. And he's also lost to the Fox a few times. So okay, let's move on. Let's move on a bit
Yeah.
quicker now. Okay, question by Sam Waters. Thoughts on the 20XX Tournament Edition and the minor tweaks that it offers to tournament play, like Pokemon without transformations?
Who goes first?
Let's start with Zoo.
Sure. Yeah, those kind of tweaks are probably good in the long run. I'm just not sure exactly how that's gonna work. Like let's say like in the future, if say like Nintendo gets involved with like Smash tournaments, are we gonna use that or are we not? Like then there becomes an issue with like standardization, which like could be a problem just because we're working with like the parent company. But like, I mean, it's obviously, or I think it's definitely a good thing, like to have like a copy of Melee that just is tournament edition. Like it just has all of like the rule sets. It has all of these like little things, like when Sheik vanishes, like the tag doesn't follow you. Things like that are all good.
Yeah.
But like I'm just a little bit concerned because it's kind of like a mod, and I don't know how like Nintendo would take that if we become involved with them in the future.
Well, one of the good things about this tournament edition is that it will be very easy to use. Like, you'll only need a memory card, basically. Yeah. Like, it's extremely accessible. So, in terms of like accessibility for tournaments, it definitely seems to be good. But yeah, there might be legal issues with it.
Yeah, when it comes to that, like, there's one thing that I really are looking forward to. If this becomes like, if there's one way to standardize this for tournaments, the one thing that I'm looking forward to the most is I lost like 4 sets due to the wind of freaking Dreamland. Because like I was like somebody was grabbing me and they just got to the ledge through the wind, and I lost 4 sets in my whole career of Smash Bros. Because of that. So if the wind gets diminished by the tournament edition, I would be so grateful.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's take a few quick ones because those questions can be answered pretty fast. Any chance of Zoo going to Long Island? I'm trying to show my Falco off to a pro. Says Justo SSB.
I mean, maybe, but Philadelphia, you know, is right around the corner as well. You know, we're always here. You could come
Okay.
over. No, I don't know. Long Island, I've never really been to. I feel like most people just like, I don't know, just go to like the New York tournaments and just we all meet up there. So
Okay. So you heard it, guys. Go to New York. Jim Morrison saying, Amsah, want to play Smash this Sunday?
Wow.
Of course he's gonna ask me that. I'll send you a text or something. We'll see. Maybe we can make something happen.
Okay. Okay, let's take a more interesting question. I think Dennis will understand this better. DAE have local. Okay, this is Felix Sage, a German player. DAE, I don't know what that stands for, but he says DAE have local talent that doesn't really want to travel. How do I motivate them?
I think he might be talking about Fox 128, who used to be like one of the at least at one point in history top 20 in Europe. He was like super solid back in like 2008 or something. He made, I believe, 13th at Epita Smash Arena 2 or something. He's a really, really talented player from Austria, and he really doesn't want to travel. So yeah, the question is, I believe it's aimed at all of us, how to motivate our local talents, or even like hidden bosses, for like Luma, for example, from Berlin. He never travels anywhere, and he still has got it, but he's not motivated. So how do you motivate those players to travel abroad and like get the competition going in their mind?
I don't think you can. I think someone either wants to actually get better or they don't. So if they do want to get better, you can basically try and keep them motivated by playing a lot and just taking them with you. But if somebody really doesn't want to travel, then I'm not sure you can do anything about that.
All right. Anyway.
Okay, I'm stupid, but apparently DAE stands for Does Anyone Else Have Local Talent?
Right. I thought he meant Dave because that's the name of the guy.
I thought it was like a code for like a German region or something. You know, like I thought it was. I
thought he meant
I guess
Dave.
not. Does anyone else? Yeah, I guess it's a question to all of us. Yeah, we all have local talent that doesn't want to travel. I mean, yeah. In Denmark, there's quite a few. There's a few. I think one main example is Naun, who is a Danish Fox player. He's very busy with studies and work, and he doesn't really want to travel anymore, at least for European tournaments and stuff. But I think he's really talented, and he's a really smart player. If he practiced more and he traveled more, I definitely think he would definitely shine. But the last time he's traveled outside of Denmark was for Evo 2013, and we mostly did that, and he mostly did that for the road trip that we did together, like 3 weeks in California. So it was more for the road trip than the actual tournament. But yeah, I think every region will have like certain players that don't really want to travel.
Yeah, basically all of Finland.
That's it.
Okay, this is a cool question by J Nova saying, you guys think that developing your mindsets, thinking about different playstyles, made you a more thoughtful person in general?
I think so.
Yes.
I looked at this like from like for my whole life, like as a metaphor for my whole life. I thought about when I started getting better in Smash and started practicing and stuff, basically like 1 year ago or 1.5 years ago, I started practicing on like I practice basically 4 to 5 times a week, and I thought like if you put your effort into something and like see the results over time, I feel like more satisfied with what I'm doing, and this is a mentality that I adapt to my everyday life, like really on a daily basis. I'm sitting at work and I'm like super bored at the stuff at work, and like I have to do like super basic, like boring stuff, and I'm telling my coworker, "All right, we have to do the same thing right now, right?" And she's like, "Yeah, we have to." And I was like, "All right, let's see like who does it faster, you know, like that a super basic thing." And that basically like makes my work much more enjoyable, even though like I hate my work. Nobody should ever know that because like they pay like really really good money, but like like I'm
I think
that really helps
yeah.
me. Same thing with like studying. When I still went to school, I was like comparing studying to playing Smash, and I was like, yeah, it's basically like doing repetitive stuff all the time just to get it down when you need it. So that's basically the thing that I really
Yeah,
adapted to my life. Yeah,
the
the work
work
ethic
ethic.
basically. All the other
Yeah.
things are translating from my
I've
life. Like I'm super impulsive and aggressive, and that has always been the case, and that's
uh,
the case in Smash as well. So yeah, that works out decently, and
I
yeah.
I think in my case, it's kind of it's kind of what playing competitive fighting games has done to me in general. But it's hard for me to play to do anything and not try and find the most optimal way to do things. Like and try and find the most like play to win
Yeah.
method of doing everything.
20XX.
And yeah, I mean it's like and I mean it's like at everything, you know, and but it's even worse when I'm supposed to play games with other people, like not competitive games, but just for fun. You know, it's very difficult for me to enjoy
I
like playing for
completely
fun.
know that feeling. That's the
Actually,
worst for me nowadays.
it's like
It's
it's
so
like
unengaging. Like it
Yeah.
really is a lot of times. It's just like just going through the motions. Like if you're the only person like trying, like I don't know, if you're not supposed, if like okay, because sometimes like the 20XX mentality like ruins things. Like seriously, like being a tryhard. But then
yeah.
like if you're not doing that, if no one else is doing that, like what's the purpose? Like what are you
Yeah,
getting out of it? It's like
I
No,
feel that
it's the
so
thing,
much.
and then it's so awkward because people then tell you, "Oh, you're
Yeah.
overthinking
Yeah,
things.
you
Oh,
get that.
you can't have fun anymore." And it's like, yes, I can,
I
but
like
it's
for
like,
me, it's I enjoy doing this, and if nobody else does it, then it just becomes super overpowering.
and another thing is that whenever I play casual games or any kind of like game, like if it's Monopoly or anything, I start thinking really hard about if the game is actually
yeah.
good, you know, or if the game like what competitive value the game has, how are the random elements, are they fair, are they not, does the best player always
Yeah.
win, you know,
Yeah,
like things like that, and then
yeah, it's
it's
one thing
weird, you
that
know.
I kind of developed in
It's
Smash as well. I didn't develop it in Smash, but well, yeah, it got better because of Smash. Like the ability to find holes in any kind of process that I'm part of. It doesn't matter if
Yeah.
it's work. It doesn't.
it's like you
Yeah,
basically
no, but
nitpick
it doesn't matter if
everything.
it's work or if
Like
it's a game. I'll find a way to break whatever I'm doing right now and make it as easy as possible for me. Just effortless to do whatever I need to do.
Yeah.
So
So
that
true.
did kind of help.
yeah,
But what I mostly gained from Smash, I think, is something that I didn't have before. Is that I can now just do anything under pressure. It doesn't matter.
Mm.
If you can
Hmm.
play in the US with 500 people behind you screaming USA, then you can do anything. It doesn't really matter what. It doesn't matter if it's public speaking. Doesn't matter if I'm on stage. Doesn't matter if I have a time restraint or something. I can
yeah,
do anything under pressure because I'm never nervous ever about anything. Pretty much. That's what I developed because of Smash. Just if I'm in control of what's going to happen and it depends on my performance, I'm fine. So
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm pretty happy that
yeah.
I got that from Smash.
Definitely true.
Okay. So we have a question from Vico M, saying, "Can we say that there are 3 continents or 4? Like 3 would be US, Europe, US, and Japan, or Japan, EU, US, and South America." And then he asks, "Is South America like the US or really different?" I don't know if any of us here are qualified
I
We
would
to
should
say
say,
that.
invite.
I
I
Go
think
ahead.
we forgot about Australia completely because they
yeah,
have a pretty
Yeah, there's
important
also
scene, even
Oceania.
though
Yeah.
those guys are not on par.
They just had a
Yeah.
tournament actually this weekend. They had a big tournament in Australia with Mango. With guests Mango, Lucky, Laffen, and Hugs. They had actually 7 like high-level foreign guests.
Forget about
and it was
Chillindu
really
and
nice.
Alex19, who became the buster of the tournament, losing
Yeah.
to New Zealand's best, who actually got beat by all the German players who ever traveled to New Zealand.
That's funny.
Okay.
No, I think if we look at basically the history of Smash, then we learn a bunch of lessons, which is if there's a community wherever and it's excluded from your community, don't count them out, or you'll get like another Genesis. Like
Yeah.
Australia, they don't count, and then some of Australia's top players come over and destroy you.
Yeah.
Like what happened to pretty much the US. So no.
Yeah.
Even though we don't really know of the scene, I don't think they have a scene, but I
mean,
wouldn't be the first one to say that they definitely don't. They might have some player that is really good, simply doesn't travel, and might somewhere in the future. So we'll see.
I think the recent like explosion in the Smash scene in the last 2 years has not only like improved scenes and made scenes grow. I think it also created scenes in countries that didn't have them before. And I would say Melee is a pretty worldwide game by now. You know, like you will usually find a scene just about anywhere. And I don't know if you guys have heard, but Evo, there is 1,500 players registered for Melee at Evo.
And Smash 4. Yeah.
And Smash 4. Both games have over 1,500. But they're still behind. They're still behind Street Fighter, who have.
I mean, but when
2,000.
we add them together, it's like Smash as a whole is the
Smash
it's more. Took over Evo. Like, just think about that. We weren't at Evo.
That's crazy.
Years ago.
Like even the fact that they got like 2 Smash games at Evo is like that wasn't it ridiculous enough. Now Smash has like 3,000 individual entrants. I think there's like 33.
Yeah. Well, 3,000, I'm not sure because there's probably a lot of players who like
there's some
play
over,
both.
I
hear the crossover is very small though. It's like 5% or something. Yeah, I hear it's.
Oh really?
5%?
I
read like 30. And I was
really?
like 30 is ridiculous. And
okay.
I would be surprised if it was only 5 because I mean think about it. Evo is like a fighting game tournament with like so many games. And it only costs $10 to enter a game. And if you're a Smash player, I think you might as well enter both most of the time. I mean, I would expect there to be at least like 400 or 500 of them who play both, or 300 at least. Yeah. I mean, that's just my guess, you know. Because, I mean, not everyone is a high-level player in both games.
Melee gets you hooked competitively so hard, like, and so early. I don't think, like, that many Melee players are actually attending Smash 4. It might be the other way around, though.
Yeah, the other way around might be more I think,
because,
more
like,
likely.
Everybody, like, from what I've heard, it's completely different to Germany, by the way, but from what I've heard, everybody in the US basically had GameCube and Smash Bros. Melee at their dorm room at their college. So, like, from what I've heard, everyone loves playing Smash, especially Melee, because they had it as their college experience. I don't know about you, Zoo. Like, have you, like, is it a legend or something, or did people actually have like so many like GameCubes and Smash games in their dorm rooms at their college at the time?
Yeah, you know, it was crazy. I remember my freshman year. I actually didn't live in a dorm, but like, because I missed the deadline because I'm an idiot. But my freshman year, I actually went to like a spring ball with someone, and then we went back to her dorm, and like, in the common room there was a setup there, and apparently like one of her friends like knew who I was. Like he saw me like come in afterwards, and he like wanted to play Smash with me. So then after we came back from the ball, it was like 2 a.m. or something, we played Smash. So yeah, like apparently it's not uncommon at all. Like at least at my university, like yeah, you would just have like a setup and like a TV all over the place. And I think that's kind of how like Melee grew in the US, at least. It's just like the college scenes are so big. Like we have the Melee games now, and that's insane.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
We have like
to me.
a tournament at the Technical University in Berlin. The latest edition actually hit 64 people entering the Melee tournament, and it was ridiculous because no one at like college plays Melee in Germany. Everybody's like, "Oh yeah, you play video games? Like, all right." And I'm always like, "Yeah, dude, it's fun. It's a video game. It's supposed to be fun. Like, try it out, you know." But nobody wants to do that. And that's why I'm like super curious about like how the whole like college Melee scene evolved in the US, because I could never imagine that happening in Germany. I don't know, dude.
I considered the idea for my university in Denmark, but yeah, I think I don't know if it has any potential. Because in the Smash scene, I think I might be the only one, and I think I might be the only one in the entire Danish Smash scene in my university, and it's one of the biggest universities in Denmark. So it's a Copenhagen Business School. But anyway, let's take our very last question, and it's a pretty short question. Is Asma going to Evo?
Oh, come on, really?
Come on, Asma, tell us.
Yeah, that's very, very unlikely.
Damn, we should really start to fund you.
Yeah, we need to get some funds going.
When is Evo anyway? See, this is how informed I am. I don't even know when.
It's the middle of July.
I don't think I can. Like, one, it's really expensive, and two, I'm actually applying for a new job. If I get it, there's no way I can travel in July.
No.
So
if you could,
most likely no. Most likely no.
In any way, if it is possible for you to travel, like due to time constraints or anything, if it is possible, I will donate 50 euros. No matter what, if you can make it possible,
okay,
I will be the first to donate 50 euros to you, because like I would really love to see you compete in that, and I will not even be able to watch the stream because I'll be at a festival then. So yeah.
Music festival.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, music festival.
Nice.
Yeah, no, I would love to go to Evo.
Just
don't see it happen.
Well, anyway, guys, you heard it here. Asma is probably not going to Evo, but Amsah might.
So. Oh man. Yeah, Amsah might be able to go.
So yeah, if we get
it, definitely going.
Yeah.
Asma not so much.
So if you could get a fundraiser going for Nihonjin, that would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, Amsah and Nihonjin, my team. It's gonna be great.
Well, anyway, I think we got all the questions.
So yeah, let's wrap up with some tournaments that are going on in the near future in Europe and in the US as well, because we got Zoo right here. So Zoo, what's the next tournament you're going to be attend to?
You know, I'm actually going to a pretty small tournament in Tennessee. Hungrybox and a Bait and a few of the Georgia guys, Drugged Fox and Soft, and I think a few of those guys are going to be there. So that'll be in 2 weeks. And then, yeah, I mean, as for big tournaments, I'm going to CEO and Evo, since they're, they're the two big tournaments. CEO is really close to me, and Evo, I just go to Evo because it's in my country. So, yeah, that's what I have planned.
All right. So, Amsah, do you have any plans?
Probably. I think there's actually a tournament this weekend, like the coming weekend, Saturday in Arnhem.
All right.
Yeah, so Ace is probably gonna drag me in the car and take me there. So I might go there, but then again, I don't think I'm registered yet, so it might be full. Maybe I can't even go.
Yeah, but Ace is such a forceful guy. He might just actually enter you and drag you in the car. And...
I hope he did, because if he did, then I would want to go, I guess.
All right.
So I might go there, and if not, then probably Avalon is gonna be the first thing I'm going to.
All right.
Whenever that is.
Yeah. I'll be attending 3 events in June. Well, the first one is a tournament I'm hosting myself, which is Hive 9, and it will have a bunch of people actually. I mean, more than usual. So, and then after that, I'm going to DreamHack Summer to play Street Fighter, and at the end of the month, I'm probably going to ESA, the speedrun marathon in Europe. It's basically the AGDQ of Europe, and there's gonna be a melee tournament there. But I'm also a speedrunner, so I'll be speedrunning again.
You're running Contra, right?
Yeah, Contra. Yeah, that's my month of June basically.
So.
And
I basically have no idea, but if like there are a couple of tournaments, like we have tournaments on a weekly basis with like top players from Germany everywhere. So I'm basically deciding like on a coin flip, like right 2 days before the tournament, I just register and drive there because actually driving through Germany is pretty cheap. I can get anywhere for like 30 euros.
That's nice.
Like with just car sharing or carpooling, it's like the most ridiculously cheap thing ever. I can get like 500 to 600 kilometers for like 30 euros. That's so good. So yeah, I'll possibly be attending a whole lot of locals in June. If anything pops up like that's bigger, I will be attending for sure because I'm feeling like this is my last year for gaining much money and like having much money to spend because I will start studying in the autumn this year. So I won't be having any more money than I have now because like I'm earning so good money right now. I will travel to basically any big tournament that comes up.
Nice. The whole Smash circuit. You can do it.
Yeah, I will try to attend the whole Smash circuit actually because.
Oh yeah, speaking of the Smash circuit, yeah, it's already started with HFLAN, but there's gonna be 6 other tournaments to complete the circuit from August and on. There's gonna be Heir to the Throne in the UK in August. Okay. Actually, Amsah, you're gonna tell me for each tournament if you plan to go there.
Yes.
So Heir to the Throne, you want to go there. There's Helix in Germany, 26, 27 of September.
A little bit of a.
How far is that?
A little bit of a hint. You have got to go there because we have the Microsoft Atrium.
All right.
It's gonna be awesome, and you have got to come here because
I'm probably
you have
going.
got to come as well. And Zoo, if you can afford it, please make it. I know I come
after. Yeah. The week after, on the 3rd of October, there's Avalon M in the Netherlands. Sure. Yeah, no excuses. Then in November we have Drummerland in Norway. 8th of November.
To that. I love Drummerland.
That is an awesome tournament. I've been there once, and
like I don't think I can go to every single tournament, but I want to go to that one because I've never been to Norway. So.
Dude, Norway's
awesome. Really good.
If you bring your own food, because
the only problem is, bring your own food. Make sure you have like a bunch of.
One of my food you go.
I don't know. Zoo. I don't know if you've heard about Norway, but it's the most expensive country in the world. Like it's insane how expensive things are there.
Is there something that I could reference? Like for example, yeah.
Okay, so
if you want to get
the average pizza will probably cost like $15.
Okay, like that's like.
No, okay, no, wait, not 15. Sorry, I'm confusing numbers. Wait, the average. No, it'll be something around 25 or something.
Wow.
It'll be insane.
More like ridiculous.
No, wait, Dennis probably has a better comparison.
If you want
a bottle of water.
A bottle of water in Norway is about like €3, which is about like $3.5 to $4.
Yeah, that's
in Germany. It's like 20 cents. So it's basically like 40 cents in America. Yeah.
Okay, I see that.
Yeah. So Norway is crazy expensive, but what I always do is like a pretty good trick to get cheap through Norway. If I arrive at Oslo, I buy everything at the airport because it's duty free as long as you're like in the terminal you're at. So I got like I don't know, like all my bread and all my like stuff to put on my bread and everything for like I don't know €20, which is still kind of expensive compared to Germany, but relatively cheap compared to going to a supermarket in Norway.
But I mean, the water bottle example, I'm not sure if it's that good because the Norwegian tap water, it's got like
you never have to buy any water.
It's broken.
It's basically ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's so good.
The same thing.
The tap water.
We had one guy. We had like plenty of guys for a tournament in Berlin in 2010 from Sweden, and one guy, you might know him under the gamer tag Rocky. He drank some of our tap water and he threw up, and like he vomited all over his pants. So
really?
we didn't know that guy, so we called him Crazy Pants by that point, and he is known as Crazy Pants in Germany ever since then.
Wow.
Because he couldn't stand the German tap water because no, Scandinavian tap water is so much better than ours is.
Or at least Norway and Sweden and Denmark in some regions, but I don't think in Copenhagen it's very good.
So yeah,
It's
basically
not very
like
good.
crazy pants as a term coined for Rocky and for people who can't stand not Scandinavian tap water. Yeah.
In non-Scandinavian. Well, that was Drummerland. After that, we have awesome fights
Barcelona.
in Spain. Yeah, Barcelona, 11th, 13th of December.
Is something I want to go to, but I know for a fact I can't go to all of them.
Yeah.
How am I gonna solve this problem?
And of course, the one tournament everyone should go to. And Zoo, if you are coming, Zoo, you should definitely come. That is Beast 6 in January 2016. And that is gonna be the biggest tournament.
You should go, Zoo.
For sure.
I'll try to make it. Yeah. That sounds incredible.
Do it.
The last one was massive.
Yeah,
like for European tournament, it was definitely massive. I think we were 360.
Yeah,
76. Yeah.
Pound 4, or was it pound 5? One of the pounds, like one of the largest pound was basically on tie in numbers with Beast 5, and then Lowlegs saw the numbers and he was like, all right, I'm gonna attend the tournament just to beat that one.
Yeah. I was gonna make a comment about how SoCal locals get about 300, but you know, who's counting?
Yeah. We're so jealous. Like it takes a tournament like a year for us to reach a number like that, and then in NorCal they do like those Arcadian tournaments, and they get like 300 people.
Yeah.
What?
Very little advertising. They definitely advertise, but you know, just a month or two. Yeah, 300 people, no big deal.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It is so ridiculous.
1,500 at Evo.
I want to move there. I need to find a way to move there. I definitely want to go there. Well, anyway, that is the circuit, and it will be awesome. I hope to attend most of these tournaments myself, and I hope you guys will too. I think that pretty much wraps up the show for now. So I would like to thank everyone here for participating, especially Zoo and Amsah. Thank you so much for taking your time for this show.
Yeah, dude. Thanks, you guys. Thanks for hosting.
Yeah, no problem. And we definitely hope you will come back to Europe at some point. I was so sad I couldn't come to HFLAN because I'm a Falco player, and to me you're a really big inspiration. So I'm so sad I couldn't be there, but I'll make it next time, or I'll come to the US.
I'll try to come to at least one of the circuits, or one of the.
Do it and let me know which one you go to, so I can go to that one for sure.
I think if you're going to one, you should definitely pick Beast.
That's in Sweden, right?
Yeah.
Yep. It's warm
in January, so
it's warm.
Bring your shorts for sure.
I don't wear shorts. I don't even wear shorts in the summer of like Philadelphia, so no. Don't need them.
Fair enough.
Like I have to wear like full pants at work at all times, even in summer, and I'm like so pissed about that.
Sucks. For you.
Yeah.
Hey.
So yeah, if you want to attend to any tournaments in the European Smash circuit, make sure Beast is definitely going to be the largest, but I think all the tournaments are worth trying to attend to, and if you can make it possible, try to attend to as many tournaments as possible. Not only for Zoo, but also for Amsah, and not only for those two guys, also for everyone in the chat right now, because the European Smash Circuit is going to be big, and I know most of our audience is European, so you guys should make it possible. You can meet all of us, except for Zoo maybe, but if he makes it back to Europe in time, you could make have some friendlies with him as well. So yeah,
hours and hours.
Hours and hours. Yeah, I played friendlies with Zoo, and he forced me once, so I was pretty salty.
Oh. Well, anyway, that it was great having you guys, and thank you everyone for watching, and please follow us. You can follow us. You can follow Zoo at PoorZoo, I think.
There might be an underscore in there. I think it's like poor_Zoo.
Oh yeah,
You'll
poor
find
underscore zoo. Yeah. You can follow Amsah nowhere because he's
Nope.
not on
Still
Twitter.
no Twitter. Sorry.
And
dudes.
and you can follow me
And you
at
can
Mr.
follow
King
me
Funk.
at MISTRRLOVE, Mr. Love.
Mr. Love.
Mr. Love.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's about it. And thank you everyone for watching. And
All right.
see you next time.
Goodbye, everyone.
Take care, everyone. Thanks again.
Goodbye.
Later, guys.
See you.